Hello. Hello.
Hey, Daniela, again.
Again, yeah. So we were saying it's a very sad day.
Yeah, yeah, just terribly unexpected news. A
Yes.
tragedy, really. It's very hard to deal with moments that you feel that somebody that's extraordinary just suddenly leaves, and I felt that way when John Paul Leon passed.
Yes.
Um, he was very ill for for quite some time, and he was fighting, cancer, a terrible disease, and he eventually passed. And it was, like I said, a really sad day for a lot of people that respected and enjoyed his work. And today, it's it's an equal tragedy because we knew that that Kim Jung Gi had passed, and there's nothing that you can say.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like absolutely nothing that you can say because I don't know. We talk so much about him here also. I feel that we've used his work and his ability to express through drawing as, an example of like the extraordinary definition of drawing. Like,
Hmm.
sometimes I think of myself like as somebody who can say things through drawing. And when I would look at his work, which would embody like, the true potential of drawing, I would always say, like, I don't know how to draw. Like I could barely draw, I would
Hmm.
say, I would really feel that I couldn't even tap into like the true potential of drawing. I didn't even know what that felt like.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it still remains true after, you know, many years of devoting myself to picture making. Every time I would see Kim Jung Gi doing anything, I he felt so far, like so
Out
far
of
away,
everything
out of everyone's
you could
reach. Yeah.
measure.
I
Yeah.
think that's the thing. I mean, there are just amazing creative people in this world that have done things that, oof, I mean, how could you even argue of, their worth? But there was something that was just eerie about how talented Kim Jung Gi was.
Hmm.
There was something that almost like didn't feel right. It was this sort of drawing that you just don't, you can't rationalize. I always said that, Kim Jung Gi was always super nice, and he would do these anatomy or perspective workshops, like little workshops or talks when he was doing his like big drawing demos. And he would explain how he would do boxes or understand little boxes in perspective, little cubes, and how in each of those cubes he could fit like a torso or like hips or a leg, and that he would envision those things based on how he could understand them, inscribing themselves into these little bits of perspective. But the truth is, he never used those things. Like he never even had the need to use those aids when he was drawing. He would just pick up a brush pen or a brush, and he would just start.
Hmm.
And what was just inexplicable to me was how he could just move through a drawing and would start it here, and then he would go here and would start something else and would fill up the spaces and would suddenly would be able to connect to that thing that he had already drawn.
Like everything was clear in his
Yeah, but
head
yeah,
before,
and
which is so crazy to
I
even think about constructing an image
no,
like that.
it's
It's just, it does not happen.
we all have that dream to say, I think I can picture it in my brain. Let me see if I can just like output it. Just say through my drawing, let me see if I can just summon this thing that I have in my brain and just, you know, put it in your substrate, like, transfer it to your substrate. But explaining drawing that way, just as a way of printing whatever it is in your brain, it's the most abstract and absurd way of explaining drawing because nobody can do it. Like, there's no way a human being can just, you know, kind of access their brain and just then have the drawing knowledge and ability to then say, I can translate all of that,
Hmm.
abstract thought into this drawing. I can have so much clarity about what I'm picturing that I can translate it and make it seem, I mean, we often say effortless, but oh my God. I
Yeah.
mean, the way he would do it is just, eh, it's almost like there was no challenge, like
Hmm.
nothing. He, he didn't feel like he was fighting with anything while he was drawing. And of course, I'm very sure that he was challenging himself and he was fighting through things and he was trying to make things work. But just the way he made it look was, I often have very hard time to explain it, but and that's why I say otherworldly, because I don't know other people on this planet that can do that.
Hmm.
I don't know of other people throughout like drawing history that could do that. It's very hard to find examples of people that could do that. You could say, I remember hearing like Gruger, F.R. Gruger, not Kruger, not the caricaturist, but F.R. Gruger, who was like a German American, I guess, illustrator. He would draw everything from his imagination, and he was just, this incredible talent. Or I mean, it's Heinrich Klei, right? There's people throughout history, or Arthur Rackham. There's people throughout history that you look at and you say, "Oh wow, what a beautiful sense of drawing, and just what an expansive, imagination." But I think you see those examples of all of them. I mean, Rackham, Klei, Gruger, extraordinary draftspeople. Extraordinary. I mean, my God. But then you look at Kim Jung Gi, and it's almost as if he could say yes to all of those things,
Hmm.
but let's make it even more
Yeah.
complex. You know, in ways that just, I don't know, ways that would take anyone just a lifetime to try to understand. There's people that are so talented. I mean, this world is full of so many talented professionals. But nobody can even come close to like the immediacy and the sense of familiarity that he had with what he was doing. Nothing. And as unteachable as his essence was, because I don't think that any one of us, and there's going to be generations and generations of human beings, populating this earth, and I don't think there's ever going to be anyone like him,
No.
in the same way that there was never anyone like Gustave Doré, like Toulouse-Lautrec. That those are extraordinary people. Those are like once in a lifetime people, once
Yeah.
in like eons people. Like, this universe puts everything right so that these people could exist.
Hmm.
I think there's going to be so much time, like so much time that that's going to elapse until we see somebody who can, see Kim Jung Gi and understand what he did and interiorize it, and then say, "Yep, I can use this to become like, something, as big as he was." But I don't think that's going to happen. I
No.
really don't, because I really feel that we were in a presence of somebody who was just,
Extraordinary.
yeah, that different.
Yeah.
It's so, you know, I don't think words are enough to when you try to explain how he was different. I really don't. I don't think there's like an explanation to his being.
No, because there's no way to like
No,
put
no.
words to
No, and
what he did.
and you could say no, he could draw from imagination. Oh,
No, but that was
that's
not
not it.
it.
That's
Exactly.
not it. I mean, comic book artists, illustrators, animators, they have, gorgeous imagination. It was just like his playfulness, I feel.
Yeah.
Also, like his joy. It was like unbound imagination, like
Yeah.
unbound and unhinged at times. I mean, the guy was like sick in the best of ways. It was, but it was just you felt like there was no limit.
Hmm.
It's so hard to feel that with any artist, that they can do anything. Like all of us, I think all of us, when we look at each other, we feel we are limited and we sense those limitations, and it's okay. Like for most of us, our whole life is going to be about coming to terms with those limitations and working around those limitations and not letting those limitations stop us. But it's just so strange to see somebody that you feel, where are his limits? Like,
Yeah.
what can't he do?
Yeah. Because it was like every single piece was pushing boundaries and
All the
boundaries and
time.
boundaries, and yeah, there
But
was no limit.
no, no. I mean, it's so strange to say that. It sounds like absurd to say that. Like, what do you mean? There's like no limits to what this person can do. And it's like, I think that's true. I think that we never knew.
Hmm.
We never knew. We would never understand.
Hmm.
And I think the worst thing that we could do is think of him as somebody who was like an illustrator, or think of him as somebody who's, oh, this is just another person who drew. Like this is just another artist. I don't. I really don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I in many ways, and I don't want to make this sound exclusive, but I feel that to really understand everything that was just out of this world, like otherworldly about him, you kind of do need to understand drawing a little bit, like a tiny little bit. But you don't, even if you've never drawn in your life, just to watch him draw was just a joy. It was like going to the circus, like,
Yeah.
and I know the circus is like weird, but it was literally like, it was that, freakishly good. It was that of a magical experience,
Yeah.
in the sense that you're meeting, this person that's doing this act that seems like, you know, he's not human. He's just from somewhere else. He just belongs somewhere else. Um, yeah. So it's a. I remember I woke up this morning. I read this and I was like, how is this like? How is this true? How is he's
Yeah.
2 years older than me.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
And in
I don't know.
such a sudden way,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
unexpected. So
Oh God, like
yeah.
that's I mean, saying goodbye to anyone at any point in life is tough. Is always going to be tough. We're we are taught and we are educated to just cherish life, and the hardest thing to do is to let go. It's just that's our nature. We're going to suffer when we're going to let go. Um but at times you're prepared, or at least you know that something painful is about to happen, and it
Yeah.
is pain, and it is going to be painful. But when the universe just decides to like yank such a bright shining star in this world, and the source of so much happiness and so much um devotion and guidance to so many people. I mean, talk about like a globetrotter. Talk about somebody who could just go to any country in this world and amaze people with his talent.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? Like,
And
who
share
can
his
do that?
talent, because he had no obligation to do that,
No,
but
no.
he was always so open to
Oh,
sharing his knowledge
yeah.
and sharing his drawing process and letting everyone just kind of pick a little bit inside his amazing brain.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's in this world that's like so disjointed. Like as a planet we're disjointed, and if you zoom in and you look at countries, within countries we're disjointed. If you zoom in within neighborhoods we're disjointed, within families we're disjointed. His ability to just go anywhere and just, you know, call people, because people would just flock to see him draw. You know, people would just, they would just enjoy it as if you were looking at the best show on earth.
Hmm.
You just sit down and just watch this person draw. It's incredible. It's such a powerful reminder of how, imagination, because it's just that, really, but just imagination can bind us.
Mm.
Tough. Oof.
Yeah.
Tough day. Yeah.
Yes.
But here's the thing, this is super painful. Like I said, I was reminded of like how my heart was kind of like, ugh, wrenched when I heard of Jean Paul Leon's passing, because it was, he was enormous, I feel. And my heart kind of felt the same way this morning. It's just, you can't, that it's a void that nobody else can fill.
Mm.
Nobody. Like, we could all come together and say, let's pool our talent together and let's try to fill this void. I don't think we could do that.
No.
I don't think we could do that. He was just that enormous. But I thought, you know what? Let's do the thing that he taught us to do, which is just love drawing, like love drawing. Love it. Enjoy drawing. Just have fun with it. It's just, again, a reminder of how stupidly short this life is, to
Yes.
just spend it. Why would you waste it doing anything but what you love? Why? Why would you just devote any second of your life to anything that you don't want to do? How much brighter life is, how much like enjoyable life is when you're doing exactly what you want, and when you can be as talented as he was. Like, such a lesson, such a guiding light. Um, Such a personality. Gentle, nice. I remember when I wrote him like years ago. Wrote him the first time. I was like, why am I writing to him? Because it was very difficult. Like, here in Colombia, like, we even tried with like a good friend to see if we could bring him here, but it was a little expensive. And we got to the point where we were like, well, we could put a lot of money together, and who cares if we don't make money, but let's try to get him here. But the sad truth is, I never had the chance to meet him, or to be, in a place where he was doing a demo or presentation. Um, and I regret it. I regret not seeking that, maybe a little more, I don't know, assertively. But I was able to talk to him, talk in a very weird way. He obviously didn't know how to speak English. Um, so we would always go through somebody else, or I would translate. I would Google Translate into like Korean what I was trying to say. Um, and so nice, when you write to these people that seem bigger than life, you always feel like they're not going to care. No, they're probably going to just, you know, hover over my message and then forget about it, and they're not going to answer. And I always thought, no, he's probably not going to answer. And it's not on him. It's just like,
He's,
he's a busy dude. Like,
yeah,
he's
bigger
traveling all
than.
over the world. Like, um, and he always answered. It was
Mm.
amazing.
And in the kindest
Yeah,
way.
absolutely kindest way.
Yeah.
I mean, when he bought our book, actually,
Yes.
and we're gonna honor that, of course, and we're gonna send it, and I hope that people at Super Annie keep going and keep honoring his legacy and his memory. Um, he sent me like a little message, like saying, "I bought your book," and super excited, and I was so honored. Like, it's just, it's one of those things that I don't know, but I'm glad I had those little moments with him. I am beyond like grateful that he sent us, a book, and he dedicated it, and he did a drawing for me. That we didn't pay for any of that. It was just him being kind, him
Hmm.
being, generous. Um, amazing person. Again, just showing you how it's supposed to be done. So, so even though it's tough, I don't even know if I could draw, but even though it's tough, because, your mind is like knotted when you're thinking of how absurdly difficult it is to conceive a world without him. Um, we're gonna draw. We're gonna draw, and I'm gonna draw this thing of him, of course. We're going to, because we had already drawn him as, a sort of Miyazaki meeting Kim Jung Gi character,
Yeah.
which was very, very fun. Uh, but yeah, it was like a Chihiro meets Kim Jung Gi. It was very, very fun to do that drawing. We're gonna do another one of these, very Kim Jung Gi drawing today. It's gonna be a painting though. Like I want to, honor him today by just concentrating on drawing, suffering through drawing, even though it seemed like he never suffered through a single line that he would put down, a single mark. But we're gonna try to do that. Um, and then we're gonna eventually try to paint this. So today is going to be a lot of scribbling. I have an idea of what I want to do. You know, Initially I thought I'm going to draw from my imagination because I got to honor this guy. And I started scribbling in my notebook. And I was like, you know what, Kim Jung Gi? You, forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Because I can't. Like when I tried to like scribble something, I was like, this is just beyond anything that I could ever do. So, I started looking in the internet for pictures, and, this is going to be my best attempt at just doing one of the illustrations that you know, I was trained to do, I guess. But yeah, I can't do it like him. I can't just, Eliza style, Claire Wendling style. I can't. Carl Kapinski style. My heart is with Carl. They were very good friends. Carl and Eliza being part of Super Annie. Uh, Nicolas Nemiri, who's also like a tremendous artist. Like I was in talks with him, and I have to be honest here. I wanted to be part of Super Annie. Like I wrote to him throughout this year asking first, last year asking if they were maybe able to be interested in printing the book that we're going to print. And having that conversation, I was like, I know I'm not illustration like, a lot of people in Super Annie are illustrators, and I know that there's like a DNA to them that is fascinating, but I would love to be part of Super Annie, I told him. And he was like, that's amazing. Thank you. There's a lot of people here involved. This is not like my decision to make. So, we can talk about it. But honestly, my joy was just, I just wanted to be part of like the cool club. I just wanted to say like, this is where Carl is. This is where Elisa is. This is where Nicolas is. This is where Nicolas Nemiri is. This is where obviously Jungi is. So I was like, I want to be there. I want to sit at the cool people's table. So, but it was amazing. So we're gonna start because I could pour my heart out just talking about how valuable, how incredible, how many hours of just again unbound imagination he just provided for me. Like my brain would go a million miles an hour when I would see his work. Um, but we're gonna attempt to draw. We're gonna attempt to draw something. So let's get to that.
Mm, so Carla Anglada was saying, hi everyone, even drawing a bicycle from different perspectives. He was brilliant. Yes, a master. Sergi Arts was saying, rest in peace, master.
Yeah.
Amaria was saying, very sad. Rest in peace, so incredibly young. Cough Syrup was saying, absolutely devastating, and he was gone in an instant with no warning. Life is so fragile, but his art is immortalized within all of us. Mm, D-Doc80 was saying, absolutely shocked. Marcelo was saying, hi. Mm, Airy123 Neon was saying, the light has gone out too soon, an inspiration to generation of artists around the world. Sergi Art said, I saw the Instagram post a few minutes after they posted it. I fell to my knees and broke down. This
Mm.
was a huge loss.
Yeah, meant so much for so many people. So it's like, if you thought of somebody that could exemplify like joy of doing, what you love,
Hmm.
just pure joy. Like it was him. It was him. There was not like a second that when I would see him draw that I thought, oh, somebody's making him draw, or oh, this is just a job for him, or he's just cashing in, or
No.
nothing like that. It was just a human being just completely enamored, like consumed by drawing. Just
And to think how many people started an art career because of his work, because of him,
yeah,
because I think that's the impact he had in tons and tons of people who feel brokenhearted now, feeling that he's not in this world anymore
yeah.
because of what his work meant to so many people. Mm, Max Ignatov was saying, "Hello, everyone. I still can't believe that this happened." Mm, Marcelo Peralta was saying, "It's cool that we can meet today and deal with what happened."
I think so too. I think like a very beautiful way, and it's hard. I mean, of course, my Instagram is like heavily um it leans heavily towards illustrators, comic book artists, painters. I had never seen so many artists from so many, different worlds coming together.
Hmm.
I mean, that the saddest thing is that we come together to mourn, but it's incredible how, people from the animation industry were saying how, terrible today, feels. Comic book industry, illustration industry, fine arts, painting, drawing, sculpting, like every single person was like, this is tough today. This is a tough day.
Hmm.
It's so remarkable that a single artist can do that, can like bring so many people together. It just doesn't happen that often nowadays. It really doesn't. And for something that seems so niche, so niche, you know, because it does feel like Kim Jung Gi was part of like a little world, like a separate world. But in truth, he was bigger than anything that we could ever conceive, I feel.
Asif was saying, "Crap, guys, you caught me right as I got on the bus, and this is a live stream I'd really want to be in. Rest in peace, master."
Yeah.
Fabio Alonso Castrillón dice, un saludo para ustedes, muy triste noticia la partida del maestro. Nicholas Mijarovich was saying, hello everybody. I was so shocked today when I read your post, Nicholas. Just stunned and really sad. Ranar was saying, hey everyone, rest in peace to a great artist.
Mm.
I've fallen asleep with his sketchbook on my pillow.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I don't know if all of them, but I own most of them. Right here, in here we have a couple too. I feel because
Mhm.
I think I have one in the closet, and I have the one he just sent. But at my mother's house, I have all the rest. I even have one that my friend Felipe, he went to when he went to Comic Con.
Mhm.
He got one for me. I asked him to have one of the drawing, ones that has like the drawing. Um, yeah, I've spent hours and hours and hours and hours, looking at his drawings and always feeling the same, which is like, I cannot learn anything from this man. I don't know how to do anything because it's unlearnable. Everything that
Mm.
he would do was just felt so, you know, out of reach that I was like, he's one of those artists that I would feel I'm just here to enjoy. I'm a passenger in
Yeah.
your world. Do what you love, but I'm here to enjoy. Like it's one of the few times that I would feel like I would shut off. Like my brain could just say, okay, we are going to take a back seat to this because there's no way in hell that we are learning anything
Hmm.
from this man. Like this is so beyond any type of ability that I'll ever have, any type of knowledge that I'll ever, begin to understand. That I was like, yep, we're just here for the ride. Like but I've never been so happy to be on any ride as I was when I would see him draw. Like I was just like, give me some popcorn, you know, let me lie down because this is amazing. Like, let me literally sit back and enjoy
Yeah.
something. It was remarkable. I don't know when I feel those things. I really don't. I really it escapes me to think like that there are other times in my life that I've been able to just that easily convince my brain to just sit back and enjoy. Again, it's just not common. It's not something that happens.
Yes. And I think it's a beautiful roller coaster for everyone who loves drawing or painting or something with art, and they get to know Kim Jung Gi's work, because I think it's at the beginning you just see his work and you're so enamored that you think, okay, I'm gonna fixate on what he does and I'm gonna learn. But like super quickly you realize, as you were saying, that there's nowhere to learn about it because it's just such a big knowledge that it just escapes everyone. So you just, as you were saying, you just stay back, sit, and enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's like the best ride
Best seat in
of
the
your
house,
life.
I feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Marcelo Peralta was saying his drawing ability was uncanny. Em, Nicolás Méndez dice, hola Nicolás, creo que se siente un vacío enorme. Hay un
Uy,
antes y
sí.
un después en mí cuando nos mostró en clase a Kim Jung Gi y a James Jean. Se siente extraño saber que no alcancé a verlo dibujar.
Mm, es verdad. Así como se siente usted, Nicolás, y un abrazo, un saludo. Yo me sentí la primera vez que vi el dibujo de él. O sea,
Mm.
era como,
Es que es como
como
una
un,
puerta a un nuevo universo, es
sí,
como algo completamente distinto al todo el dibujo que uno conoce. Y lo que tú dices, o sea, hay gente con unas capacidades impresionantes, pero esto era como mezclar todo eso y añadirle más, cada vez más y más y más. Era como incomprensible el talento.
sí.
Mm, Sofía Centurión dice, hola Nico y Dani, terrible noticia, es una gran pérdida para el mundo. Reds was saying, rest in peace to the perspective goat. Carla Anglada was saying, effortless, the way he made it seem. Nicolás Olivari was saying, tenía una forma única de ver las imágenes antes de plasmarlas al papel, a pesar de no ser súper fanático suyo, una gran pérdida. Noel C. dice, saludos, no puedo creer la noticia esta mañana. Pensé que le quedaban muchos años más que maestro.
Mm,
Cody was saying, whoa, I had no idea he passed away. Really sad to hear that.
yeah.
Michael McEwen was saying, so sad. Dennis D'Alessio was saying, sad day today.
Oh, Dennis. Yeah. Yeah, very, very sad.
Luis Fernando Bernal dice, Kim usa memoria fotográfica para los detalles y para la distribución, el método de contenedores. Claramente solo él tiene acceso a esos dos talentos.
Sí, o sea, yo sí siento que se pueden explicar esas cosas,
Pero no se pueden aplicar
pero
de la manera, sí.
cuando, cuando, cuando uno trata de decir, listo, llevémoslas a a ejecución,
Sí.
uno se da cuenta que no,
No, y como tú
que
dices, no es como que uno lo vea a él haciendo una cantidad de cosas, como construyendo unas cajas para después hablar de la perspectiva en los dibujos, sino que va directo, o sea, dibujaba directamente y le salía todo directo y lo que tú dices, hacía algo a 30 centímetros de donde empezó la primera línea y después se conectaba como de una manera inexplicable, es como,
I mean, yeah, Danny's talking about like connecting a drawing or the committed like nature of his drawing. I'm here having to like scribble things.
yes,
Yeah. So obviously, I got to do a tiger. I had to, like in some way honor him and do a tiger. He's because he adored doing tigers and he made like the most kick-ass tigers ever. So this is like a tiger suit with his. I thought it was like I could do like a mouth kind of open, but I thought that was kind of strange here if I would do like a mouth kind of gaping like that. But I'm thinking it's like a suit, like a very organic, like little tiger suit or something like that. Maybe there's gonna be a little zipper, um, kind of there, and um, and then I'm gonna have like the tail wrapping like that, and it's actually gonna grab like his like an arm, like a human arm that is his hand, um, and uh, and he's gonna be drawing, and this is gonna be one of his drawings of himself, like working at a desk. I think that's the best I can do, trying to bring all of it together. Um, But even like doing this, I have to scribble so much to try to begin to make sense of what I want to say or do
hmm,
that it's, you know, to think that he could do that, but commit entirely to his like every stroke, every single decision he would do was was a committed decision.
hmm,
To think that somebody can do that is just, I mean, who cares about drawing from imagination? Just drawing with that much commitment,
hmm.
it is like take away the fact that it was just imagination. The fact that you can draw with a brush pen that fiercely,
Hmm.
to say this goes right here,
Yeah,
this goes
that's
right here.
certain.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Like that's again, one of those things that I say like how can you explain that? Like how will you ever be able to explain that to somebody? Like it's beyond explanation, beyond words, beyond talent, beyond anything that you could ever teach to anyone.
Rob Fiore was saying he never searched for a line like we
Never.
mortal artists have to do.
Never.
Mm, Rafa Artis was saying, God, I've spent all the day in a state of shock. Mm,
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. We were debating a lot if we were going to do a video cuz our videos sometimes are lighthearted but and today is like a weird, weird day that you don't know how you're supposed to feel. Even right now, that I want to like draw the shit out of everything. Like I want to really, really say I want to celebrate you through drawing. Like it's still, it still feels like it's, like it's tough. It's tough.
hmm.
It's absolutely tough.
Reds was saying, I can't get anything done today.
Oh no, I mean, I spend the morning looking at his book, the new book again, and looking at a bunch of videos. I found I found a video that he was doing a studio tour, and he was saying how he liked like that, in his work area, because again, his studio wasn't anything like we're so accustomed to thinking that studios have to be enormous,
Yeah,
and the
absolutely
sole reason,
massive.
yeah, the sole reason this one was big was because in Super Ani, I think there's, maybe 7, 8 artists working there. Um, and so it was just, he almost like he joked saying how they had cleaned up for the studio tour. But when he shows his workspace, he says that that's the place where he has the books that he of the artists that he likes, and our book was there, and I felt so, like, I was looking at the shelf and I saw the book and I was like, "Ah, this is, I mean, this, it's hard to like not feel something when
Hmm.
somebody that, again, I feel that is so beyond me, like light years ahead of me in every single possible way. The fact that he would enjoy his, my work, and he would keep it close. It's just, you know, it bowls you over.
Yeah.
It really does. It bowls you over. So I don't know. Again, a very common space. It was just a desk. It was really just a drawing table, cluttered. He was surrounded by all this stuff that people would send him. Like, they would send him like the coolest books and
Figures.
paintings and drawings and toys and,
Yeah.
yeah, everything. Like, it's so amazing. Such a, everything about everything that surrounded him just felt like, you would smile. You would feel like, yeah, that's,
And it felt
yes,
so natural, like so.
yeah,
Yeah. Camaria was saying watching him was meditative. ¿Cómo se dice?
meditative, but yeah, yeah.
Meditative, yeah. Because you were truly inside his mind. Walt White was saying, wow, Kim Jung gi died. I just found out through your stream title.
Yeah, he did.
Mm, Cutie Sketch was saying, hello. I found out about this when you posted it on Instagram. How sudden. God Hank was saying, I read it first on their official Instagram profile. So, beside the possibility of the account being hacked, I knew it was true. Big WTF moment. Roslyn was saying, so glad we're here together today. UX Nosida was saying, I can't focus on anything else today. I hope they continue to post Kim's work and possibly publish a book out of his unreleased work.
Oh, I'm sure he's got so much work. um,
Yeah.
his friend, his very, very good friend, who was director at Super Annie, he was showing in that video just the you know one of those what do you call it in English? Like drawing cabinets, and he would just open up so many of his drawings, so many of his older drawings too. Um, yeah, I really do hope that even like the bigger Super Annie family can can find a way to keep going and find a way to keep honoring like the example that he set out for all of us, because there's amazing artists over there. So um hopefully they can keep going, and just really, really, um I don't know, they their work serve as a reminder of what he ignited, you know
Mm.
hopefully.
Camaria was saying, man, today is heavy. Juan Carlos Martinez Beljoch was saying, Rosalind, me too. The first day I saw him drawing, I really quickly like a little child, looked for his quote unquote magic tools, and bought every kind of brush he used.
Yeah.
Then, a couple of days later, I looked more of his work and also a video of him being annoyed by people asking for his tools and saying how unimportant all of that was, so I felt dumb and quickly started studying his drawings, full sketchbooks of his drawings. And today, one more time, I felt in I fell in love with him, leaving so many people that admire him, so much love, so much admiration, so much hard work. Really sad day. But try to honor him in my own weird way by only drawing with my left hand and feeling like a child again.
Oh, that's beautiful. I think we all have to, like, for all of us that cared, so deeply, um we should go about it in the way that it feels right for us, and whatever that is. If you want to draw strictly from your imagination, or if you want to push yourself trying to do like super committed drawings from with a brush pen, with a pentel brush pen, or brush and ink. But honestly, like, there was nothing more true than give that dude a color pencil, give that dude a Crayola.
Hmm.
Like, who cares? Like a rock on a sidewalk, and that dude could draw the universe. Like, you know, that's what happens with talent that is of that magnitude. That nothing matters. Those things that we think are so important. And don't feel weird. I bought Pentel pens for
Hmm.
sure. I mean, um, and never felt the courage, never felt the courage that he had when he was drawing with those pens.
Yeah, because I think it goes with what I was saying about the roller coaster of emotions. Because at first, you just see him doing their drawing so easily, like it looks so effortless that you think, okay, maybe it's the tools. Maybe if I buy the tools, I'm gonna get that magic. And then you realize, oh no, like it's not about the tools. It's not about anything. I mean, I could never be what he was. Like nobody can be what he was.
Oh no, there is there is a gap. There is a before and after for sure.
Camilo Monroy dice, grande Nico, qué buen homenaje. Walk Star was saying, man, his work was otherworldly. Berika was saying, hello everyone. I'll have to skip this one for a while because watching someone drawing on a live stream makes me cry. Take care.
Yeah, yeah.
Urs Krakow was saying, Uribe on Super Annie would be enriching. Duke Lawulevu was saying, rest in peace. Katya was saying, hello, what a day. Thank you, Nicolas and Danny, for this tribute. He was incredibly inspirational. Terrible loss. Beruska Caballaro dice, el genio de la perspectiva, sus composiciones son una delicia. Cody Winnicky was saying, I think you honor him most by doing what you do best. A painting seems fitting. Rob Fiore was saying, he simultaneously inspired me and devastated me.
Oh yeah, I completely understand that feeling
Yeah.
of wanting nothing but the desire to draw, and at the same time feeling, what is the point?
Yeah.
What is the point of me sitting down here and drawing? Like, this is clearly like out of my reach.
Colby Mabray was saying, Jung Gi gave us all a wonderful gift, the gift of drawing and joy. Camilo Sanín dice, buenas tardes Nicolás y Dani, desde Montreal. Nicolás, ¿cómo es posible que una mente pueda retener tanta información visual, casi fotográfica?
No, inexplicable.
Sí.
Y no es solo retenerla, o sea, sino...
No, es que, o sea, no es, sí, es como entenderla,
Sí.
modificarla, jugar con ella, porque es lo que tú dices, como lo... que una cosa es dibujar de la memoria, ¿necesitas algo?
No, 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 tranqui, aquí me estoy...
Una cosa es dibujar de la memoria, de la imaginación, y otra cosa es que la imaginación sea tan absolutamente infinita que logre hacer eso, crear esas escenas, crear todo eso y entender también cada cosa que dibujaba para modificarla
Mm. A su
tan,
gusto,
sí, tan,
a su gusto.
sí,
O sea, no era... Hay, por ejemplo, personas que están como dentro del espectro, como de
ujú,
autismo,
ujú.
que son capaces de retener como una información visual en
Sí,
el
que la
cerebro.
memoria visual es mucho
Exacto, y
más.
acceden a ella. Hay un caso de una persona muy particular bueno, no sé si es del Reino Unido, pero hacen un ensayo de llevarlo a un sitio que no conocía y lo montan en un helicóptero y lo pasan por encima de Londres y le dicen que si él puede recrear ese, digamos, ese pasaje em, después en un dibujo y el dibujo es, o sea, el dibujo es una cosa de otro planeta,
Mm.
pero es un dibujo muy, o sea, es utilizando las herramientas de dibujo
Como una
como,
memoria estática, como...
es como si estuviera recopilando información
Ujú,
a
sí,
través
sí,
del
sí,
dibujo.
claro.
Entonces usa el dibujo esta persona que pues también dentro de nuestro entendimiento es extraordinaria, es por fuera de lo que nosotros entendemos como algo ordinario. em, es capaz de hacer eso, pero es capaz de hacer eso porque tiene para nosotros la explicación es que hay una condición, digamos que está por fuera de lo que es nuestro entendimiento, una condición en el cerebro que le da además muchísimas limitaciones. Por ejemplo, esta persona no podía sumar, no
Ujú.
entendía cómo sumar, pero
Son distintas inteligencias, claro.
sí, pero cuando tenía que hacer como las ventanas de un edificio, estaban exactamente las ventanas que había en un edificio, el número de ventanas. Entonces, pero él no entendía qué número significaba ese número de ventanas. Entonces, esas condiciones existen, como las de poder acceder al cerebro, a la memoria, digamos, al espacio que ocupa la memoria visual en el cerebro. eh, pero lo que hacía Kim Jung-gi era acceder a ellas, pero dentro de un goce y un conocimiento de dibujo, que eso es lo que lo hace anormal. No había, digamos que, no había ningún tipo de compromiso,
Ujú.
como nosotros entendemos que lo hay cuando examinamos una persona con una condición de autismo.
Sí, que acá Pankernick nos dice que se llama Stephen Wiltshire.
Sí, muchas gracias. Sí, de nuevo, es extraordinario. O sea,
Sí.
es un ejemplo extraordinario
Mm,
el de él. Eh, Pero es que Kim Jong-il era otra cosa.
mm.
Era una persona educada en artes, entonces sabía utilizar la herramienta del dibujo. O sea, sabía exactamente lo que estaba haciendo. Exactamente lo que estaba haciendo. Entonces, ahí es donde uno queda, ¿no? O sea, no descrestado, sino, o sea, con más preguntas que todas las respuestas que podría otorgar el verlo dibujar. Uno queda por lo menos mi cerebro siempre quedaba, era con más dudas, siempre. Yo no entendía nada, nunca entendí nada, nada.
Regarding the condition you were talking about um, of Stephen Wiltshire,
Ujú.
Daniel Constante was saying these people with these conditions are called savants.
Yeah, it's a sort of autism, but we call them savants because they do whatever it is that they do, either play the piano or drawing
Hmm.
or math, for example, math equations. They do them at a level that it's, genius, that it's, you know, it's only close to what we understand as just, unbridled like genius. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that objectively his knowledge, his ability would maybe fall onto that category, but he just he understood
Yeah,
what he was doing, and that's the thing. Like, he rationally understood what he was doing. He could
because
explain to other people what he was doing.
it was not only remembering a tiger, how a tiger looks, but like accessing that in such a playful way that you can say whatever you want to say by posing that tiger however you want
Yeah,
and
any
accessing
angle,
that
any perspective,
exactly.
like knowing, okay, yeah, that's like right now I'm drawing and I'm like, okay, comparative anatomy. I know my anatomy. I know this is the scapula right here, and it kind of bunches up. I know what we would understand as like shoulders, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, I know where the backbone is and how it gives like tons of character. I know where the hips would be, and actually the stripe work is very, very helpful. And I'm being selective with the stripes, so I'm only using the ones that can help me understand like where those shapes are. Um, I get those things, but if you give me a notebook and just say, okay, you know enough about this, let's turn it around, let's make it lie flat.
Hmm.
What if we make it lie flat, but we're looking at him from above?
Yeah, and he's also, I don't
Yeah,
know, carrying.
no, and he also happens to be like chewing on
Exactly.
like a baby elephant
Yeah,
that has a machine gun,
exactly. Yeah,
and the rest of the family of elephants is just, realizing that he's being like, just I don't know, munched by a tiger, and they are on jeeps ready to like try to save the little baby elephant. Like, that was him. That was him. And above you could see a B-52 bomber.
hmm,
I, who like and it's like desks are coming out of it. Who knows? Like, those were the sort of drawings that he would do. Like, things that you would never, like, things that you would be like, wait, what? Like, any other professional would be like, wait, too much. Like, give me a second. Like,
yeah.
give
I
me one
I
of
don't
those
know
things.
how to make this.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
give
I
me
don't.
one of those things. Or
Yeah,
give me a sec to see if I can Google like baby elephant, just to know what shapes I'm having to deal with here. No, not him. Like,
yeah.
not him. Like, he kept that somewhere in his brain. He kept like folders of things.
Camaria was saying it really encapsulated what was possible and how much more you have to study.
Yeah, but this is the thing though. I think you can study 10 lifetimes
Hmm.
and you don't get to be as good as him.
Yeah, but I also think, I mean, regarding what they were saying, that Kim Jung Gi was not only an example of talent, like uncanny talent, but of consistency, because he was drawing nonstop.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think he draw the most he can in his lifetime, because he was doing it so much, so much. And I think that sometimes we want to get better, but we find excuses and we just skip a day, skip 2 days, skip a week, skip a month. And then you see someone like him and you see that it's possible to like really draw every single moment of your life, every
Yeah.
single day of your life.
Yeah. I think the closest that I've known people like that was James, James Jean, Esau Andrews, Tomer.
Hmm.
I mean, even like watching them at a young age in school, it was just, you know, you know when people are just extraordinary.
Hmm.
You know. But even their talent, I feel, is different. Like Esau wrote in my post today how, like, for even for him, like, how extraordinary someone like Kim Jung Gi felt.
Hmm.
And when I think of Esau, I think of, like, oh my God, he's one of the people that I had, like, the blessing to know, that I had one of the most wonderful imaginations I've ever seen.
Hmm.
So when people that you go like, oh, you're different, and I can't explain how different you are,
And they say
let
the
you know
same,
that,
yeah.
oh no, this guy is
Yeah.
different. That's when you go like, yeah, this is something else. This is something else.
Mateus R. was saying another 500 years to find another.
Yeah.
Luis Monroy was saying, I was supposed to meet him for the first time in New York today.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people that were going to meet him in New York, or I think he was heading to Lightbox afterwards, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he was
Yeah,
going to Comic Con, yeah, and
and then Lightbox in California. Yeah, what a oh
um let's see. UX Nasira was saying, who is he talking about? Esau. So
oh
it's
Esau
Esau
Andrews.
Andrews. I just spell it right there. Yes, they were saying sorry. Minsan was saying sorry. How do you spell their name? Esau. I'm trying to find them on Google.
Oh,
So
it's
yeah, it's
ESAO and Andrews.
yeah. So I just typed
Oh,
it.
thank you, Dan.
No. No worries. Mm, Cristian dice, hola Dani y Nico. Yo la verdad lo conocí gracias a ustedes, les debo ya muchas. Francamente, desde que lo vi me enamoré. Gracias, Kim.
Mm.
Sí, qué duro. Uh, I lost my cow was saying, damn, today was my birthday day, but I really do feel like we should celebrate his life. Rest in peace, the master.
Yeah, it's I've always, I mean, we all deal with mourning quite differently. Um I I feel like in my case, if I don't try to do anything, I feel overwhelmed. Like I feel like, the sad thoughts are just never going to leave my brain.
Hmm.
And in here, I'm so grateful cuz it's it's just doing like a dumb tiger, and trying to fit him in here, and then trying to fit his hand. Because that's kind of what I'm going for, like wrapping around. But even doing this, every single moment that I'm struggling with like a little bit of the drawing, I'm like, fucking Kim Jung Gi. Like, Jesus Christ, how good was this human being? Like, every single moment just makes me kind of smile and celebrate and realize, like, wow, this, like, what an incredible, incredible human being. Um, so it is, it's my way, I guess. I need to do it this way to just feel like, yeah, like something, maybe that last little bit of conversation that you wanted to have with this person, you were able to have while you're working.
Hmm. Julio Mora Intriago dice, mis materiales de arte están llorando.
Mm.
Actionware was saying, Kim was my inspiration to start drawing a few weeks ago. I'm so sad. Oliver Svatosh was saying he was my earliest and biggest inspiration. I was on the way home and read this tragic information on Instagram, and I couldn't believe, and still can't. I broke out in tears.
Yeah, I was very sad this morning. Still am.
Yeah.
I'm still very, very sad.
Not Rodochi was saying, this is gut wrenching. Been a day and I still haven't processed it. George Jiménez dice, la primera vez que vi su trabajo me cambió la percepción de todo lo relacionado con el dibujo y sigo intentando entenderlo. Oliver Svatosh was saying, he will always be somehow a reflection in my art. Pankernik was saying, I was turning in my bed trying to fall asleep really late, like 5 a.m. I grabbed my phone to check something and by accident opened Instagram and it updated the feed into Carl's post about his death.
Mm,
I slept horribly. It's been a long time since I felt someone big, someone truly unique and amazing passed away.
yeah.
Alan Winkler was saying it's perspective knowledge. I think it's reachable through deliberate practice. Mm. Mario J was saying, hi, Danny and Nicolas. Thanks for going live today. He will travel through art forever. Drawing Things was saying, devastated. He was onto something. He brought the art community into entertainment like no one ever done before. Can only wonder what would have happened if he have lived for years to come.
Oh yeah, he had a good, 20 years to just keep
20 to
doing.
100,
Yeah,
I would say.
20 years to do everything, to grow along his drawings, to live through, I don't know, whatever changes would come to the comic book industry or animation industry, or like he had that in him. And it would have been fascinating to see how a person like that is just pure drawing, would have, lived through all those changes, right?
Hmm.
For those of us who adore drawing, it's just, uh you kind of want to see people like him just carry like a torch and keep this thing that we love so much just alive or burning like brighter than anything that we could ever do. So
Mario J was saying, do you remember when you did that painting of him? Is it in the OPL website?
I did a drawing.
A drawing,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I did a drawing, like a color pencil drawing of him. Um it's like a no face, like Chihiro no face, and that is part of like his upper head, and it has like a little body. So it's like a walking like girl, like garbling a Kim Jung Gi portrait, meeting this kind of weird no face. Um, yeah, it was just fun to do. Every time I think of something that has to do, if I want to do something, that has remotely to do with him, I can't think of anything that's like normal, like traditional. It just doesn't feel right to do something that's not kind of at least weird or wrong in some way. So,
Tom Thumb Jordan was saying, thoughts with yourselves and anyone who he was dear to. You guys put me onto his work a few months ago, and I'm grateful for that. Juan Fesit dice, es difícil asimilar que alguien tan creativo y talentoso se vaya tan pronto, y no se puede evitar pensar en todo lo que le quedaba por hacer, un tipo increíble que dejó un legado impresionante. Marcelo Peralta was saying, he reminds me of being a kid in school, ignoring class and just enjoying filling a piece of paper with drawings.
oh yeah, it's exactly that feeling. Like it really feels just just joyful
Yeah,
drawing.
drawing
Joyful.
for the joy of drawing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Marcelo was also saying, amazing how he got to keep that energy and joy of drawing as a kid. 100% fun. Mm. Rebecca Jane was saying, try that now, Nick. Commit to your lines now, like he did as an experiment.
Oh, no, don't worry. I'm horrified of that. No, no, no.
Logan Emert was saying, I feel like we've all been robbed. I think of the decades of amazing art that we will never get now.
Yeah. You know, on the other hand, he drew so much.
Yeah, because I think we were robbed, but we were also so gifted to
Oh,
see
yeah.
so many things, like so much, so much of his talent. But it's so sad because it was so good that even if he has done a million drawings, you always feel
Oh, you
that you
want a
missed.
million more, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the truth is he drew more than 99% of us will ever draw in our
Mhm.
lifetime.
Mm.
Like, even if he gave us like this head start, like, hey, you can draw for 20 more years. Like, I'm checking out. I'm good. You guys can draw for 20 more years.
Yeah.
I'll never draw as much as he
No.
did.
No, no,
Never,
no.
ever. So, yeah.
Arson Art was saying perspective and speed with no reference. He was from another planet. The only thing that calms me is, as you said also, that he drew enough for 1,000 lifetimes. Nikolaus Hubner was saying, thank you for the stream today. Gabe Brandt was saying, rest in peace, Kim Jung Gi. I still don't believe the news. I met him briefly when he signed my book, and I will never forget his smile as he gave it back.
I love that he didn't know our alphabet. Of course, he doesn't have to. So when he would sign something for people, he would have to have somebody just write it out like right next to him, or
Hmm.
show him on a screen or something, like what those letters look like.
And copy it.
And he would draw the letters. He wouldn't write.
Yeah.
He just drew the letters, like sometimes super clumsily.
Which is
I
also,
thought that was so adorable and so
yeah,
amazing.
which is also the way you wrote
Yeah.
to him, because
Yeah.
I think you Google translated.
I Google translated what I wanted to write to him,
Yeah,
and then I tried to copy, the
what
Korean.
you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm so glad that he got it. He even, like, the picture he sent back to me, which is the one I put there. He even held the little note also. So
Yes.
I thought it was really nice.
Hull 9000 said maybe it's tough to reach his level because it's a huge dedication, countless hours of work and concentration that may cost you energy of your life. It's a superpower.
Yeah, but trust me, like, I know a lot of very, very hardworking professionals that,
Or not him.
yeah, that work maybe as hard as him,
Yeah.
and you'll never be able to be as good as him. Uh, I know it's sometimes we think of things being like attainable just so that it feels comforting to us that maybe we want to work towards something. Honestly, sometimes it's okay to know that things are just beyond our reach.
Hmm.
And it's a reminder also that, our path has to be our own,
Mm-hmm.
because we'll never get to be as good as this person. So, it's just that it's just how it is.
Cutie Sketch was saying, I love the fish flippers he used to
Yeah.
wear. He'd show them in the live streams laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were pretty cool. They were horrible.
um, Tree's art was saying his art was amazing, but it also truly hurts losing such a charismatic and funny person.
Yeah. I mean, an example for all of us
Hmm.
when we think that, that being an artist has to be something. I don't know. Like there's so many stereotypes of what,
Like the pretension.
yeah, like what the artist is supposed to be. And that dude had more talent in his pinky than, countless of people that,
Hmm.
pose themselves as artists or understand themselves as artists. Um,
And he would at the same time be so humble. I mean, he would be absolutely talented with his fish flippers.
yeah.
It's like he was just out of this world. Liat was saying, first thing I did when I found out was message Nicolas.
Mm.
AA was saying he was the best, best.
Yeah. Yeah. I really, sometimes, when you lose people, you sometimes say, "Oh, they were the goat, the best." I personally think, for example, Jean Paul Leon was the best, drafts person, comic book drafts person alive, and I love Mignola, and Sienkiewicz has done comic books, and Frank Miller is still alive. Most of them doing legendary works. Like, but I think as a comic book, like as an artist, as a drafts person, a person that had like this tool, that was just almost like made for visual storytelling. And again, I love Mignola, who I think is one of the best visual storytellers alive. I think Jean Paul Leon was the most talented artist, comic book artist, alive when he was working. I really do. I really, really do. I think it's very hard to point at anyone else that could do the things that he could do, because he could easily do the things other people could do, but nobody could do the things that he could do naturally. That's how you know how somebody's like that special. But even my like respect and like devotion to Jean Paul Leon's work, like Kim Jung Gi as a drafts person, he's just, again, he's like, John Paul was from Earth. I don't think Kim Jung Gi was from Earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's as simple and easy as that. I just don't think he was from here. if there is if there's proof of alien life, I think it's
It's
Kim Jung
him.
Gi.
Yeah. But Shreya was saying, rest in peace, Kim Jung Gi. Oof, chest hurty.
Yeah.
Dibujo y pintura con Agustina Caruso dice que pérdida tan grande. Tres Pelos dice, estoy de luto. No conozco a alguien que dibujara como él. Dibujaba como una fotocopiadora de forma deductiva, sin filtros, explícito y sutil, el gran ilustrador del siglo XXI. Benjamin Dell was saying, saw him for the first time 2 weeks ago. I was even more
Oh,
impressed by him as a person. He seemed like such a nice and generous person. He signed everybody's book, even though his show was over.
it's craziness.
Yeah,
Isn't it
yeah.
craziness? Because at some point you feel they get paid. I mean, he earned every single bit of money that he, earned throughout his life, that he got throughout his life. Oh my God, did he earn it? But there are people that and you understand it, you get it. They have a contract and they're supposed to do one thing, and when they're done, they can say, they have the right to say I'm tired, or they have the right to say, I'm jet lagged, I want to go home, or I want to, I'm hungry, I just want to go to dinner, or I just want to be by myself. Like take me back to my room, my hotel room, my Airbnb, wherever. I just want to go back. and they have every right to do so,
Mhm.
every single right to do so. Um, it's a choice to be kind.
Yeah, and he
It
was
really
so
is.
generous with his time because, like you were saying, he didn't have an obligation to stay there when his time was over in a Comic Con or in signing a book or anything, but he did. Like he genuinely wanted to be there with like a smile in his face and the
Yeah.
best attitude. UX Nasira was saying, "Who's John Paul Leon? How do you spell him?" So I just typed it for you. It's John Paul Leon.
John Paul Leon. So
Leon,
let's
yeah.
honor his Cuban, ancestry. So
Carlos Taylor was saying he was just so kind. He's an inspiration for us all, not just as an artist, but as a person. Kaesu was saying, dice que descanse en paz. Beshria Jordana was saying, I can't believe we're talking about him in past tense.
I know.
Yes. Juan Mojica dice, se siente bonito estar acompañado y dibujando en estos momentos tristes. Un abrazo, Nico y Dani.
Mm.
Un abrazo, Juan.
Sí, es duro, Juan. Yo también sé que Juan le... Uf, es que quién de nosotros, o sea, quién Team Blank o que nos encontramos en Blank, quién no era fan, o sea, de Kim Jung Gi. O sea, empezando por Felipe, lo adoraba,
Mm.
Felipe. Willy, Juan, Mario, Cal, o sea, Gato. Era, o sea, es muy complejo, muy complejo. Yo sé que Sara también,
Mm.
muy, muy fan. O sea, es que es difícil. O sea, imagínate tú la vida de Dieguito.
Sí, no, pues Dieguito está súper triste. Porque
O
es que
sea,
yo creo que
Diego, su sol era Kim Jong-gi. O sea, su
sí,
norte,
sí,
pero absoluto.
sí.
O sea,
Por eso yo estaba hablando de las personas que se interesaron por perseguir una vida en el arte gracias al trabajo de Kim Jung-gi.
mm,
Porque yo creo que no, o sea, no estoy exagerando cuando digo que hay miles de personas que están en el arte gracias a Kim Jung-gi.
sí, sí, o el sueño de hacer un cómic, el sueño de hacer ilustración, el
Sí,
sueño de hacer animación.
porque ver lo que él hacía les despertó las ganas de ellos producir. O sea, ver el talento tan absurdo que tenía le despertaba a uno ganas de coger uno un lápiz y dibujar. Que no va uno a lograr hacer un, no sé, un 0.001% de lo que él es nunca, pero le contagiaba a uno las ganas de. Mm, Nance dice, le agradezco a Kim por compartir su conocimiento y demostrar que con simples líneas puede retratar todo el mundo.
Mm. Pero iba a decir que bonito lo que Juan dice, que pues chévere dibujar. Los que estamos dibujando, los que
Mm,
pues en alguna medida decimos, bueno, yo creo que puedo dibujar ahorita. Bonito. Es bonito también. Yo aquí estoy como rangueando, tratando de hacer un tigre, jue madre. Y, y se me hace fantástico, o sea, sufrir ahí este poquitico, como tratando de hacer un tigrecito, se me hace lo más chévere del mundo, sabiendo todo lo que él podía decir con tigre, todo lo que él podía hacer con tigre. O sea, era una locura.
Pues es que qué mejor manera de honrar la vida de alguien o recordar la vida de alguien como Kim Jong-gi que está haciendo lo que más amó, que es dibujar y dibujar y dibujar y dibujar. Bashria was saying, put some time aside to watch the stream after a long time today. Really felt the need to be in the presence of a community that cares so deeply about this.
Yeah, I think today, this is, this is about love, respect. This is about just exalting somebody's life that is, that truly deserves to be recognized. Like truly, truly. There's not many people that we can all come together and say, "Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is different. This deserves a moment." And I think it's nice for us to just say, "Yep, if we're here is because we all want to go through that little moment. Each of us in it, in our own way. It's okay." Um but yeah, I think so. Cuz I think it hits really hard.
Hmm.
To me, this morning I was like, it was just that lesson of saying, how can you not do what you love? How
Hmm.
can you not? When life just like, again, just yanks you, like the universe just yanks you out of your life. It just says, "Hey, I think we're
It's
good.
time,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we're good." No questions asked. It just, boop, and that's it. And that's it. And we got nothing. We can't do anything about that. So for me, it's been like he has been like this light on my road, because whenever I would see like these drawings, it'd be like, that's what I wanted to do when I was like 7. Like that's how I wanted to draw. Like that's exactly the sort of stuff that I would want to draw. He would have like a shark with a machine gun. It's like, stop it. Like, what the fuck? This is so cool. Like, he speaks to me as like this kid. And you very quickly, when you get older, you realize, oh, I want to keep that kid alive. Cuz
Hmm.
when I would draw when I was little, it's cuz I mean, I had the chance to go out or play some football, or just, go to my neighbor's house and just run around, get a bike, ride around. But I remember just feeling sometimes like I just want to plop down on my bed
Hmm.
and draw. I
Yes.
just want to draw. And I mean, when you see somebody whose life becomes that, I just want to sit here and draw.
Hmm.
Whatever the fuck I like, whatever I want. Like making sushi out of a mermaid. I want to, it's like, yep, I want to do that. It, it just, again, what I was trying to say at the beginning, it feels so boundless, so like, the only thing that I can think of that is close to that is like childlike imagination. You know, that's the only thing that I can, rationally think. Oh yeah, that's Kim Jung Gi. It's like, oh yeah, that's how I thought of things when I was 9, when I
Hmm.
was 10. That's what I wanted to do. That's the world that I thought was the coolest thing to, try to portray. So, you know, if if anything, his work has to be a reminder for all of us, in saying like, hey, just, do what you want, do what you love,
Yeah.
do what you
If
were
you love
meant to
this, do it.
do.
Yeah.
You're meant to, you were put on this earth with like a tiny like speck of time. Do what you love, like
Hmm.
go back to doing what you love. That's it. That's all you need. All you need to do in your life is remind yourself of what is it that you love to do, and just go back to it. And even if you have to suffer through it, even if you have to work your ass for it, like, is there any other reason to be here, like, in this world? I
Hmm.
don't know. I don't know.
Mm, Mario León dice algo muy cierto. Dice,
Mario.
a recordarlo haciendo lo que él nunca jamás pudo hacer, muchos dibujos malos.
Muy
Sí.
bien, muy bien.
Mm, Fayaz Lalhi, who's saying very sad about this sudden passing. He was my favorite artist. Dude, dude, this is also insane, by the way. Awesome job so far.
Oh no, well, I'm thinking that a lot of this is just going to be empty, and I just want to draw this and or paint this and eventually just paint the drawing that is his. Um, but um, but it's just going to be simple. Like I can't start fitting around like baby cup tiger looking up at dad, just you know Kim Jung Gi dad like doing a drawing. No, I can't do that. I can't like fill all these voids. I
Hmm.
have to,
And like in a
like I said,
cohesive way.
yeah, I have to think of it as something like barely manageable for myself. So so I think it's gonna be like a super clean image, and that's about it. But
Art Apprentice was saying, "This is my first time here. Cool drawing. I was hoping to get a book signed by him. Left way too soon. Imagine his skill at 70. He had many years left to dazzle."
yeah. And the other thing is like I don't know. Like this is something that I often talk about. Um, having known James since he was, a teenager, I guess. Um, there's a there's a ceiling to skill. Like the pursuit of something is not really about skill. I know skill can be, something that is worth fighting for. And like excellence in skill is for sure something that I feel all of us as professionals can say that's where I should put all my like all my eggs. Like I should bet all my money into skill. Like I should put all these like all the effort into this. Like if I'm specking my character, it all goes to skill. Um, the truth is, Kim Jung Gi didn't like 10 years ago. He was, you know, god level of drawing,
Hmm.
and it's not like 10 years went by and he just became better. I think he was always just sophisticated and intelligent about like the way he drew. He was drawing like I remember earlier on he would draw with like pen and ink, like pens, and he eventually became more comfortable with like brush pens, and
Hmm.
then he was using more brush work. So those things change, so it gives it gives his drawings like a little bit of a different character, but that's about it. I mean, in the later streams that he would do, he would I don't know if you guys would see that, but he would draw in different styles, or like not exactly the same drawing. Like he would start to change it up like a little bit, like the same pose he would change it up, or he would do like the same pose as an astronaut or like something. Like he was is freakishly good, but he would try different techniques or subtle changes in technique, just to show you how the character of the drawing would change just a little bit, but the quality of the drawing just remained exactly the same.
Hmm.
Again, I really do feel that you hit that level and it's like that's God level. That's there's nowhere else to go. You can't just keep
Yeah.
drawing better or better or better. What you can do is just draw more and challenge yourself more in whatever it is that you're drawing. Um, I was surprised by I think he was in Poland and then he was in Paris if I'm not mistaken. So a few weeks ago, he was in Poland, or a few days ago even, and he was doing obviously because he was in Poland, he was doing a Witcher, and he was in on the stage with like three easels, if I'm not mistaken, with like a huge piece of whatever it is, paper, cardboard, like whatever. But he usually draws in one um uh dimension. Like his figures don't go past one dimension because it makes it easier to draw. Like if you've ever drawn, it's easier to draw smaller than to draw bigger. Always, always. When you draw smaller, you have like a sense, like a very immediate sense of the wholeness. So you can adjust things like super easily. You can find your way through your drawing very, very quickly. The more distance that your eye and your brain has to travel, the harder it is to just get a sense of the bigness of drawing. And that's why with small drawings we don't need to scribble that much, or like a little scribble can just communicate very quickly something. But with larger drawings, we have to be, for example, I have to scribble. I have to like find my way through in the way that, for example, Karl Kapinski blocks in his drawing like super beautifully. Um, but I was shocked how in Poland, in Lodz, I think he was able to do a Witcher that was really big, like a really big drawing. And it was like, even like the hand in perspective seemed like it was larger than life. Tremendous. He doesn't lose his sense of drawing.
Mhm.
So even those sort of challenges that may seem minor for some people, there are people that may feel like that's nothing. Like drawing that is nothing. No, that is huge. That is enormous, enormous. He was able to adjust so easily, seemingly so effortlessly, that what do you say? You know, it's amazing.
Emma Louie was saying, I've never heard about Kim Jung Gi actually. I'm glad you decided to make a video about it. All new to me.
Oh, if you open your mind, because I do think his work, um, asks of us to open our mind just a little bit, because it's freakishly, um, imaginative, expressive in nature. Sometimes quite, sexual, erotic. He loved, doing erotic stuff. Um, so if you open yourself up a little bit, you'll get to experience what I'm never going to tire of saying this, but what was the best drafts person of our lifetime for sure.
Yeah.
There's no way that somebody like that comes along
Yeah.
again. So yeah, that was the best.
Sasan was saying, "Oh my
Oh,
God, Nicolas,
Sazan.
I
Yeah,
cried so much today.
I know.
I wanted to see him in Paris, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna see him in the future. No need to stress."
I thought a lot about you, Sazan, because I know that you know I can think of so many people here that their life has been like shaped by
Mm.
Kim Jung Gi, and I know that the moments that we talked, like, that was the person for you. That was your person. So I'm really, really sorry. Really, really sorry.
But Shreya was saying, no amount of talking and remembering his life and work will ever seem to be enough. Tres Pelos dice, Kim nos recuerda la humanidad en el dibujo, un compromiso con la vocación entrañable. Jamás una inteligencia artificial logrará reemplazar esa sensibilidad. Hoy nace una leyenda.
Mm. Sí, hablamos de eso hace 2 días, creo, y puse el ejemplo de Kim Jong-gi. Y decía que había, alguien, pues, de pronto dentro de lo que entendía, decía que en este momento la inteligencia artificial podía dibujar como Kim Jong-gi.
Sí, que había visto algo
Sí,
parecido.
no, y yo respetuosamente frené muy rápido eso. Le dije, no, no, no hay, o sea,
Mm.
nos falta tantísimo, tantísimo, si es que se puede concebir como ese futuro
Sí.
donde exista algo que entienda lo que estaba pasando en el cerebro de un genio como Kim Jong-un. O sea, eso no se puede replicar como lo que parece un dibujo, como se puede aparentar lo que es un dibujo. Pero, o sea, lo que suscita el dibujo, lo que
Mm.
suscita las decisiones de dibujo, imposible. Qué imposible. Qué
Sara
pena.
Isabel Fernández Zapata dice, aunque los savants no lograron usar, no logran usar la imaginación para crear algo nuevo, son extraordinarios, pero una de las áreas afectadas es la de la creatividad. Black Frederick was saying, it feels like we just lost our times Rembrandt or Michelangelo. Absolutely devastating. I have a signed print of his on my wall that I've kept looking at all day.
Yeah. And you know what? I was thinking about this during today. I was thinking, like, you know, who throughout history has been like him? And it's very tough.
Hmm.
And that's why I was saying, Gustave Doré
Hmm.
or Toulouse-Lautrec, Kupka when he was doing illustration work. Kupka was František Kupka was amazing, amazing. But you know what the funny part was? In my brain, I have to say Leonardo, like Da Vinci,
Hmm.
because because why not? Because I know that we hold like Da Vinci as like one of these geniuses that are like untouchable. But what is it that he did but, you know, explore through drawing, investigate through drawing, imagine through drawing?
Hmm.
And, I'm not saying that within Kim Jung Gi's drawings is the next helicopter of the future. Because there was not this, scientific sort of mind behind. There was just a playful mind behind.
Yeah, but he was creating
Oh my
things
God.
every single
Yeah.
time.
But when I think about who used drawing this way throughout history, like which person would use this like tool in this manner, in such a powerful manner, it's very hard to come up with like people, to come up with a handful of people. It's just, that's when you realize, okay, this is extraordinary, because I can't think of many. I was struggling at the beginning saying, like, even if you say from imagination that, for example, Frank Frazetta has always been lauded as somebody who worked from imagination. No, even Frazetta was sort of grounded in many things.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Cletson Soares was saying, "We have lost an unparalleled artist. Sorry, AI, you can't copy Kim Jung Gi." Mm. Juan Fesit dice, y no solo es la memoria prodigiosa y sus habilidades de dibujo, sino el poder usar esas herramientas para narrar historias y darles un sentido.
Sí, es que saber cómo dibujar un tigre, hay mucha gente que sabe dibujar un tigre.
Sí.
O hay mucha gente que dice, no, pues deme unos meses. Y yo me pongo a ver videos de
Mm.
tigres, anatomía comparativa, me instruyo en cómo dibujar un tigre. O sea, un tigre, por ejemplo, los animadores que hicieron el libro de la selva, eh, eh, tuvieron que mirar tigres muchísimo, ir al zoológico, fotos, o sea, todas las herramientas para que empezaran como a entender, bueno, así es que se bota un tigre al suelo, así es que camina un tigre, así es, o sea, este es como la manera como para la cabeza un tigre, como echa las orejas para atrás un tigre. Eso todo se puede enseñar, todo, o sea, en la naturaleza todo se puede investigar, todo.
Mm.
El ser humano tiene una capacidad increíble de investigar, de saber cómo investigar, de reconocer cómo investigar. Y pues los dibujantes, los artistas, entendemos que la manera como investigamos, pues puede ser mediante el dibujo. Entonces se nos vuelve una herramienta increíble, una herramienta de explicar y explicarnos. Se vuelve fascinante. Pero una cosa es estudiar algo que puede ser aprehensible,
Mm.
y otra cosa es después decir, voy a, voy a coger ese
Moldearla.
poquito de como de conocimiento, porque pues no deja de ser poco. No es que el artista cuando estudie tigres se vuelve un biólogo.
Mm.
O sea, o no se vuelve un especialista como en felinos.
Sí.
No, no. Seguramente incluso el artista, cuando después tiene que trabajar en otra película animada y empezar a estudiar otro tipo de cosas, se le va olvidando lo que aprendió del
Mm.
tigre.
Claro.
Se le olvida porque sencillamente otro aprendizaje está ocupando ese espacio. Pero él, como que él nunca dejaba esa información. Y también seguro es que como era tan incesante con el dibujo, como que podía decir como, ay, como era un rinoceronte, volvamos al rinoceronte. Como
Pero
era un
además le
elefante,
añadía,
volvamos.
cada vez que lo dibujaba nuevamente, le añadía conocimiento. O sea, era impresionante por lo que tú dices. Uno puede estudiar algo y se le va perdiendo. A él era como que se le apilaba y se le apilaba conocimiento y se le multiplicaba y multiplicaba el conocimiento que tenía sobre lo que tú dices, un tigre, un hipopótamo. Era como si cada vez lo conociera aún más,
O
que
los
es
volvía como
como,
antropomorfos, como
sí,
podía inyectarles como humanismo.
mm,
Entonces podía como al mismo tiempo acceder a lo que era la naturaleza del animal, pero también meterle como expresión del ser humano, que es lo mejor que hacen, por ejemplo, los animadores, es saber cuándo tienen que ser fieles como a la naturaleza de un animal, por ejemplo, si están
ujú,
literalmente animando a un
ujú,
animal, y cuándo pueden decir, para que sea como reconocible para el ser humano, podemos hacer como
como
esta serie de
ponerle estas facultades,
concesiones,
sí, claro.
sí, para que parezca como si fuera algo que nosotros entendemos.
Ujú.
Em, Eso es, o sea, de nuevo, todas esas cosas son es un talento extraordinario.
Mm, Veracruzano, dice
Veracruzano.
Veracruzano, es que dice crew.
Ah, entonces de pronto es un
Veracruzano,
veracruzano
dice,
eh, como enchulando el Veracruz, el gentilicio.
se nos fue un auténtico genio en nuestra época, como
Sí.
lo fue Fraceta y Mobius.
Sí,
Descanse
Mobius.
en paz.
Sí, Mobius seguramente era Sid Mead, eran de esas personas que uno sabe que son distintos. Es que Mobius, pero incluso Mobius tenía como su nicho de pronto. Un genio absoluto, ¿no? Aquí
Ujú.
no es de comparar. Em, lo que yo decía al comienzo era que uno con Kim Jung Gi muchas veces presentía que no había límite. No
Sí,
había, no sé, o sea, no había nada que usted le pudiera arrojar que de pronto dijera, no, 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 esto sí me
sí,
queda
me
como un poquito
corchó.
grande. No, sí,
Sí.
sí, me corchó, sí, como, no, 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 no. No, no había. Podía hacer cosas de fantasía medieval, podía hacer cosas futuristas, podía hacer cosas como de realismo, de bélico, o sea, tenía como un rango que es inexplicable.
Sí.
Es que los artistas, o sea, por eso, por ejemplo, gente como Craig Mullins es extraña que puede hacer también todo bien. O
Mm,
sea, puede diseñar, dibujar, pintar, componer, entender luz. O sea, es muy complejo cuando uno ve personas que hacen todo bien. Es muy raro, es muy, muy, muy raro.
ujú.
Pero así, o sea, es extrañísimo. Lo normal es que una persona se termine especializando en algo, pero no lo hace porque le da mamera aprender más, no, lo hace porque dice, oiga, es que el resto, o sea, el resto de cosas son abrumadoras. Entonces, yo creo que eso es lo que pasa con alguien como Kim Jung-gi, que es difícil de descifrar, que es que uno dice, pero, pero ¿en qué momento uno siente que esto no tiene límites? O sea,
Mm,
¿en qué momento uno empezó a sentir que de verdad no había nada que no pudiera hacer?
sí. Norman Raisin was saying, I wanted to meet him at one of the Comic Cons. Mm, Fayaz Lalji was saying Kim was really amazing. Sara Isabel Fernández Zapata dice, no puedo creer que estamos hablando de la muerte de Kim Jung Gi. Gracias por este espacio, gente. Se nos fue un grande y un héroe.
Sí.
Em, Sergio Blandón Quintero dice, cuando lo vi por primera, noté que no hacía una estructura, así que pensé que no sabía dibujar. Al terminar el video yo estaba llorando al ver que era posible lo que siempre pensé imposible.
Sí, él nunca hizo un trazo de calentamiento. O sea, nunca en su vida hizo como, ay, ¿por dónde va esa cabeza? Por aquí. O esa cabeza está mirando hacia abajo, hacemos
Mm.
ángulo, ángulo, ángulo. Es como, ah, listo, ahí voy a meter la cabeza.
Y no solo eso, o sea, era esa cabeza y la voy a conectar con estas otras 30 cabezas
Sí, no,
de
no,
los
no.
lados y van a casar exactamente, o sea, va todo a encajar perfecto sin tener una estructura de absolutamente nada. Fayaz Lalhi was saying, I had seen a sketchbook tour that someone did with him, and his art was on a crazy level of detail. Min San was saying Kim Jung Gi's death is a terrible loss for the world of the art community. I heard about his death moments after the announce the announcement was posted on Instagram, and it crushed me. He was an inspiration to me. Musa was saying he was just 47 too.
I know that one hits hard for me.
Yeah.
First of all, I always thought he was older. I always thought the guy was older. The fucking guy was older. Because I was like, you have to be older, Kim, like Jungi.
Yeah,
You
that
have
makes it
to,
a little bit more
right? Because it gives you time.
digestible. It's like, yeah,
It's like in the
you got
back of your
time.
brain, you tell yourself, I have time.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of time.
But then you realize,
No,
no.
2 years older than me.
And also you see his
Oh my
work
God, I love you, but
like from so many years ago and you're like, yeah, no. I don't have any time. I mean, it's like he was amazing always. He was just so special. Mm. Platini Athens was saying, just can't process this. It's a huge loss. Life is not fair.
yeah. Sometimes I feel though that for people that, that shine so brightly, like they can't be here. This is a dumb way, a dumb attempt at trying to understand something that's painful, but there are people that are just too, like their light shines way too bright for this world. And it just can't stay like that forever. It just can't, you know? It's almost like life is telling us, I'm going to give you this miracle, but don't expect it to last,
Mm.
as long as everyone else.
Light Pass was saying, I thought he was younger. Haha.
Oh, I thought he was older.
Yeah.
I thought he was older.
Yeah, me too. Anthony Perrone was saying, was he sick or was there a very bad accident?
No,
It
I
was
mean
a
what Super Annie has shared is that he felt chest pain. He
he had a
was
heart attack, yeah.
yeah, and it was some heart complication. So, but that's all we know. That's all of us know. So it just it seems that's what makes it even tougher. I mean, it's never easy. Like I said, John Paul Leon was battling cancer,
Yeah.
which is like the most horrendous of diseases, but even that never prepares you. I
Mm.
mean, even that you're always hoping that you can battle it out and you can come up, you know, winning on the other side. You want to believe that these wonderful artists just have it in them to like fight it out, and they're so special. It's almost like the universe is going to protect them.
Yeah, like they have superpowers.
Yeah. It's like there's no way in hell they're going to, take him away from us. Um, but
When it's so sudden,
oh
your
yeah,
brain can't even like compute what's happening. It's like,
yeah.
yeah. Guillaume Lheureux was saying his memory work was a big thing, I think. RVK talk a bit about memory work in his workshop. This is clearly game changer for working from imagination. Min San was saying it's really hard for me to imagine anybody else matching Kim Jung's ability to draw such detailed pieces without having any reference. The archive in his head must have been outstanding.
Oh yes.
Mm, Rebecca Jane was saying, on a separate note, the gesture in the far sleeve you're drawing is wonderful. Mm, Alexandre Ryder was saying, hi, Nicolas.
Oh, Ali, how are you?
Was saying, you and Kim have the generosity of the greatest. Thank you for this life. It is so important to all of us.
No, obrigado, Ali.
Beshria was saying, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry.
Mm.
Nance dice, le agradezco a Kim por compartir su conocimiento y demostrar que con simples líneas puedes retratar todo el mundo. Min San was saying, same here. I woke up quite early and found out about the news. It crushed me. He was an inspiration for me, and I had to call out of work to gather myself.
Mm.
Vampirillo 14 dice, terrible lo de hoy. Me levanté como a eso de las 7 a.m., chequeo Twitter y literalmente fue como un baldadazo de agua fría. Perdimos a un grande, pero ojalá que siga inspirando a mucha gente.
Cierto.
Musa was saying, I've been already struggling to get back to art because of everything going on in the world, and now he's gone. I can't handle it anymore.
I know, but it's also the beautiful part of us, you know? He reminds us of the beauty, that is part of the will to create.
Mm.
And as I was saying, he had this ability to just travel anywhere in this world and just fill joy, fill those rooms, those theaters, those workshops, those classrooms with joy, with just absolute magic and joy. He had that, and it didn't matter where he was going. It didn't matter. He almost surely didn't speak the language to most of the places that he would go. Um, so, like I was saying, it's just it should serve as a reminder of binding, um, how binding imagination can be.
Yeah. And I think, as we were saying, his devotion to art is an invitation to create and
Yeah.
to create with no limits, to love what you do and love it so much that you never stop creating. Improbable dice, el mejor dibujante, divertido, inteligente, un maestro generoso con su tremendo conocimiento, abierto a los retos y las dudas, una pérdida irreparable.
Cierto.
Eric Salazar was saying, I'm so glad you guys are doing this. I found out about it this morning and I haven't had anyone else to talk to about this / more on this with.
Yeah, and I think that if all of us are here is because, because we know how much he meant.
Hmm. Mike L. was saying he posted a meme once about drawing something like 7 hours a day.
Yeah, but and again, I think none of those things are possible if you're not deeply enamored with what you do.
Yeah.
Like none of it is possible. Because we're not talking about somebody who has to crunch or somebody who's like, oh, I'm part of this like company, like this bigger company that is making me stay at nights and it's making me draw and it's making me travel and it's making me do all these like things. Like those things, I'm sure like a lot of people in like our art adjacent industries, those things we can all understand that sadly we're all plagued by that. Nah, this was just a dude that was in love with drawing. I don't think you had to sit him down at a table and ask him to like remind him that he had to draw.
I think you would have to tell him to stop,
Yeah.
but never to do something. DDoc80 was saying, thanks, Nicolas, for this tribute. I'm sitting here with all of you and I'm drawing for the joy of drawing.
That's nice.
It's like we're all together on the same sheet of paper.
There we go. That's beautiful.
Sergi Arts was saying, like many of us now, I'm also drawing while I listen to the stream. I was already committed to complete this year's Inktober, but now I feel a sense of obligation to pay respects to him.
That's nice. That's very nice.
Mm, Kata was saying, met his work back in 2019, been crying all day, truly a master at his craft. Rest in peace, Kim Jung Gi. Chris Bermudo was saying, another legend, Jean Paul Leon.
Oh, yeah.
William Spiker was saying, I love Kim Jung Gi. Mm,
Yeah, let's not start speaking about the people that left because, you know, that's going to make it just unmanageable for me.
Say You was saying, rest in peace. Heard that a lot. Our germ said he's a mutant, so if he didn't die, he just went home.
Yeah, I
He
think
was
so.
always super nice when I spoke to him. For his talent, his humility was so in awe, so inspiring, no words.
I always jokingly said that too. Like, but it was more about my inability to explain his talent.
Yeah.
It was never, about, a doubt that I had with anything that he would do. It was just like
No, but we
so
always
hard to
said,
explain. It's
yeah,
so hard to explain from any educated standpoint. Any
yeah.
educated standpoint.
We always said, like, no, but he's an alien.
Oh, yeah, or a robot.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say
Or a
I would
robot
jokingly say
alien.
that if you threw water at him, like you would see sparks fly. Like the only way that would stop him from drawing was just throw a bucket of water at him. Like I'm sure that's gonna short him out.
Q was saying, hi everyone, sad day for us all. May he rest in peace. Franco dice, Kim fue un hombre con una energía especial y me quedo con esa devoción que tuvo por el dibujo. Apegarse a eso que eres bueno y no soltarlo, eso es algo que nadie puede quitarte.
Es cierto también.
Mike L. was saying, in the spirit of his life, spending extra time drawing feels like an appropriate tribute. Gil Robles was saying, just got here. I was so saddened by the news this morning. I was looking forward to seeing him at the Artist Alley at the New York City Comic Con on Friday.
I know. And I'm sure he was thrilled about that.
Yeah.
He would have been incredibly excited to be there.
Tris Art was saying, while I learned a lot of technical skills from him, I think the most important thing which I learned from him was to have fun while drawing, and that's so important to me. Camilo Monroy dice, recuerdo las charlas de dibujo que teníamos. Art Apprentice was asking, ¿de dónde son ustedes?
Colombianos.
De Colombia, Bogotá, Colombia. Fayaz Lalhi was saying, man, he had so much of his life ahead. Beliko Duric was saying, hello guys, such a sad day for arts. Piku Biswas was saying can't believe. J Ravash 77 was saying rest in peace to the master. Lucid Hour was saying it's crazy how unexpected people pass away. It really hit me. Altier Green was saying Kim Jung Gi was the OG mid journey. Art Apprentice was saying I'm a beginner in learning Spanish, but I believe that they're saying that AI cannot currently draw like Kim Jung Gi, and it may not ever be possible.
Oh yeah, we've often spoken about this, but yeah, that's always used him as an example of um people are very worried about what the future holds for them, and I don't know. I never saw an ounce of worry in Kim Jung Gi. I never I never saw an ounce of doubt, thinking that what he was doing was just something that nobody or nothing could emulate. So maybe there's a lesson there in like just being okay about knowing the value that intent has.
And it's beautiful because I think you talked once about how he was saying he was nervous
When he was doing a
when
watercolor.
he was doing a watercolor,
Yeah.
exactly. But I never saw him nervous, or it never showed.
Oh, it never showed.
Never. But it's beautiful to know. I mean, that's what makes you think like, okay, so maybe he was not a robot. He was not an
Yeah,
alien.
very
He was
much
not
human.
exactly.
If you guys have never seen that particular video, you would have to look for it. But it's the one where he's drawing like a painting a watercolor of a what is it, like a scuba diver? It's I think it's like a scuba diver or something like that, or like a weird scuba diving suit. Um, and it's him doing watercolor. I think it's easy to find because it's like I think the title is like him doing a watercolor or something. Uh, or painting with watercolor or something like that. But the most the cutest thing in the world, and I say cute, but I know why I'm saying it, is just seeing, like, honestly, one of the most extraordinary artists of our time feel concerned because he hadn't done watercolor in a long time and not know if he was going to be able to like do this properly.
Yeah. Which is just
Oh, it's insane.
yeah.
It's like, come on.
And then you see what he did.
Yeah, and then he
It's
proceeds.
like
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. He then proceeds to do a gorgeous watercolor. Of course, he would do a gorgeous watercolor.
yeah,
Like, how could he not? Um, but just hearing him say he was insecure about, like he was
worried about it.
worried
Yeah.
about not knowing if he could pull it off. Oh my god, it was incredible. I remember just hearing him say that was I was almost like crying, like feeling so comforted by what he said. It was amazing.
Jeff Avila was saying still so hard to process, so
Mm,
sad.
yeah.
He's gone, but so happy he got to share his gifts with all of us and inspire us to imagine and create.
Yeah, it's our job now. That's on us now. Very true.
Wisdom Tooth was saying I'm still lost for words. Mm, G Geo Green was saying I used to draw with Rapidios. Um, Fan Bergman was saying I just wanted to see him once in my lifetime. Joe Ortiz was saying, I was in the middle of my Inktober drawing when I got the news. I was floored. Then I picked up my pen and drew all night till 6 a.m. with Kim in mind. You inspired us all, and we will never forget you, Kim.
That's very nice.
Gil Robles was saying, there's a description of Turner doing a watercolor from memory for a client. They said that he did a detailed watercolor of a Royal Navy ship on the spot from memory. Reminds me of Kim Jung Gi. Jean Luanex was saying, we lost one of the art goats.
Yes.
Piku Biswas was saying, I didn't draw. I don't draw. Just don't want to draw. Just can't say a word.
That's okay. That's also super, super understandable.
Jordanis Fasta estaba diciendo, bien triste, hoy perdimos el maestro. Asimismo, él no tenía límites, ninguno. Anthony Perrone was saying, I just found out that Jungi has passed. It was a post over Facebook that had alerted me to this. I'm so sorry and I have always wanted to meet him. He will always be in my heart. Manuel Cerrato dice que en paz descanse el maestro Kim Jung Gi, gran dibujante. Lastimosamente nos dejó muy joven, 47 años. Chapulín Colorado dice que padre que le estén haciendo este homenaje. Tuve suerte de conocerlo aquí en Los Ángeles,
Mm,
Koreatown, en un evento para promover las Olimpiadas de Corea. Viéndolo dibujar en vivo fue increíble. Rest in peace. Josh Haltom was saying up there with Mobius.
yes, for sure.
Audio Gus was saying, oh geez, just heard. And a sad face. Juan Fesit dice, jaja, es que de lo mismo talentoso, uno se imaginaba que Kim Jong llevaba 50 o 60 años practicando y que por eso era tan bueno. Asombra lo joven que era.
Es verdad.
Sí, yo creo que la cabeza de uno para lograr entender ese talento lo justificaba diciendo, no, tiene, o es un robot o tenía 200 años. Light Path was saying, I found him a few years ago in a dark place and watching him made me pick up art again and really helped me out. I'm so sad. Fayaz Lalhi was saying, anyone know what brand of hands Kim used? Where could I buy it? And Audio Gus was saying, genius brand. Van Bergman was saying, hardest work of a humankind hand brand. Julia dice, hola, siento mucho la noticia. Siento que por lo menos cada 2 de 3 lives se mencionaba a Kim.
Sí,
Y dice, estaba leyendo lo que escribió Karl Kopinski. Me parece súper lindo ver vínculos fortalecidos por el amor al dibujo. Noel C. dice, es increíble ver cómo trastocó a tanta gente alrededor del mundo con lo que amaba. Anthony Perroni was saying, I'm trying my best to stop crying. Tres Pelos dice, el dibujo es más potente que el idioma. Tengo ganas de llorar. Tal vez sé de una vanguardia Kim Jungiana. Murphy Arts was saying, even if I someday can draw as much as him, I doubt I will have the same passion.
I think we can teach ourselves that, though. I think we can teach ourselves how to be passionate about what we do. I really do. I think we have to also acknowledge that, we're probably not going to be in the same universe as he is, but I think we can very much so love what we do. I think that's possible. I would never give up on that dream, though.
Deandra was saying, I think all of us can be on his level if we work hard enough. It's only impossible until someone does it. Mm. Lol, Lollers the fourth was saying, I literally found out randomly on Facebook a few minutes ago from people captioning his art with rest in peace. I haven't been this genuinely shocked in a while to hear something like that.
I know this morning was very, very tough for me.
Murphy Arts was saying for him, drawing is like breathing. And Murphy was also saying, I love his art. I will miss him. Wanted to meet him once. He will always have a special place in my heart. Rest in peace, Kim. Raúl Roa dice, en mi camino de dibujo, e incluso en mi oficio como diseñador, Kim Jung Gi ha sido un gran referente e inspiración. Duele full su temprana partida.
Mm.
Kenny Palacio was saying, thank you for doing for the art of life drawing. My emotions and mind are one with art. Rest in peace, Kim Jung Gi. My way out has always been my drawing.
Oh, for a lot of us.
Julián Rodríguez dice, buenas Dani y Nico, hoy vi la publicación e hice lo posible para estar presente en el directo. Qué lástima lo que le pasó y a la vez qué lindo ver todas las personas que influenció. Hermoso homenaje.
Sí, es conmovedor ver tanta gente, la verdad.
Rob Fiore was saying, we learned drawing by building shapes, learning anatomy, and figuring out the proportions and perspective. He traced the images his mind projected onto the page. Yes, it was like his learning process, his understanding, everything was so different.
Yeah, I need one of those projectors then.
Yeah.
That's where the key is, the projector, the mind
the
projector.
brain projector, yeah.
Yeah.
Roberto Freire or Freire was saying he was the master among the masters. Rest in peace. Michael Blue was saying, I can't believe this. Loved to see his drawings on Instagram. El Master dice, I started drawing seriously years ago because of him. Now I'll start posting and showing my work in social media. It's amazing how something so abstract, such as quote unquote inspiration, can do in this world.
Yes, it's super simple. It's just a simple act of seeing somebody do something they love. That's all it is. And it can be that moving when you see them that committed. So,
Murphy Arts was saying, I watch his streams while COVID. His streams were a gift for humanity. Julia dice, Nico, ¿y cómo se conocieron con él?
no, yo escribí. Yo le escribí a él, no sé, cuando tuve coraje de escribirle, pero Pero no, yo ahorita estaba diciendo, Julia, que yo nunca, pues lo triste, nunca pude verlo en vivo. O sea,
Mm,
la verdad, pues aquí a nosotros nos tocaría como viajar.
nos habría tocado.
Sí, nos habría tocado viajar, y yo nunca pude hacer esos viajes. Felipe iba mucho a Comic Con, entonces él tuvo la oportunidad de conocerlo personalmente, de saludarlo personalmente. No, lo mío siempre fue correspondencia. Nosotros fuimos pen pals. Era pura correspondencia. Entonces, sí, queda como esa amargura de no, de lo que está diciendo mucha gente acá, como de no haber podido como conocerlo, como viajar para conocerlo, haber tenido como ese compromiso uno de viajar, pero sabiendo que no pude por 100.000 razones de vida, las que fueran, eh, igual como que nunca quise aceptar que no me, como que me tenía entonces que dejar de comunicar con él y pues siempre lo que decía, siempre que le escribí fue súper amable y siempre me respondió. Eran conversaciones súper torpes porque
Pues
pues
Lost in
sí,
Translation,
él
súper
no habla inglés,
lindo.
no habla nada de inglés y pues yo trataba de como usar Google Translate ahí para escribirle en coreano, pero no, me sentí cercano sin, o sea, es lo que hace el arte, que es que le da la opción a uno de sentirse cercano a personas que simplemente aman lo que uno ama.
Mm.
Eso, ese es el único vínculo que uno tiene, pero es un vínculo que es fuertísimo, fuertísimo. Uno no se da cuenta, pero el querer algo tanto hace que uno sienta que, pues sí, pueden haber diferencias obvias entre las personas, entre los seres humanos, pero al final, pues algo como la imaginación, el dibujo, lo conecta a uno como sin esfuerzo casi.
Sí. Carl Kligerman was saying for all those who despair they'll never meet him, take comfort. Jungi's gift was that in every drawing we could peek straight into the man's soul, heart, and godlike imagination.
Very true.
Linus, too, was saying, I think he's actually much better in perspective and drawing the figure than Mobius.
Both geniuses, to be honest.
Sirius Aldebaran was saying, I'm so sad my only tribute to Kim Jung Gi is to draw, just no words.
I think it's a worthy way of remembering him.
Senior Bob was saying, it pains me to see how many people were around him and how so many people were touched by his passion and how he's gone. The technique was just a tiny aspect of what he accomplished.
That's very, very true.
Krauser Sama was saying friends of his gave me some sketches Jung Gi did in high school. They are great, but you can see how far he had come since. Great motivation. Rest in peace, buddy. Fayaz Lalhi was saying, oh shoot, this Isao dude is really good.
Oh yeah. Yes, Isao is extraordinary.
Liet was saying, uh, DeAndre, some people are unique. That's not a bad thing, but just means most people won't be able to do the same as them. And DeAndre was saying, Liet, of course not, but we can still try. Think like you were saying, it's important to admire someone else's journey and understand your own also.
Yeah, and so much so when I know that for a lot of us it's like comforting in a way to say, yeah, but these this talent, this level of talent can be attainable. And I think that's the thing. You know, if you look at the drawings that he would do, there's a lot of people that can draw, that can draw similarly, I guess, similarly in the sense that they have the ability to configure the drawings that he would do. Um, but the manner in which he went about drawing them is so alien to everything, to the way everyone else does drawing. Everyone else, it's like everyone, like all of us are in many ways just working with the same rules. All of us. There's like certain rules that apply for all of us, and um it just didn't apply for them. Those rules didn't really apply for them. Those rules went out the window for them. So that's what's remarkable about him. If it's about making the drawings that he would do, I think there's people out there that can draw incredibly well. Like Evan Amundsen, for example. Oh my God, Evan is a jewel in this world. Evan is just, you know, a genius also. Um, but even Evan has to have like this enormous degree of studying and studying and studying. He praises studying when he makes an image. He has to study. He has to study in the ways in which, almost like historical painters would study. So, what is remarkable is just the way in which the studying for Kim Jung Gi was just, almost like feeding his drawing. He would feed his drawing constantly these things. And strangely, they would remain. That's what's remarkable about it. They would remain, and they would provide him with so much clarity, like so much clarity, that, it's one of those things that you don't, that's something that you'll never see again. I feel that's the thing that you'll never ever see again. Somebody taking, like, soaking up so much information so quickly and brilliantly, like, putting it to good use. I think that's, that is as rare as you're ever going to see it. So we have people like Evan is one of those people that will carry this torch. I feel Evan is that remarkable also. um but not the same. Never the same.
Yeah, because I think that you can get as far in your journey as he did in his journey, like pushing your boundaries and getting to your highest self. But I think that that does not mean that that level in your journey is going to translate to the level he was in.
Oh no.
So I think, yes, you should
Push.
pursue exactly and push and try to get to your highest potential. but also understanding that it is not going to be his level. They're just completely different paths. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's summits that are just closed to us. Doesn't matter how much you train, how much you want to climb.
Well, I think
It's
that's
not.
why. I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say it's not the mountain you're supposed to climb. Like that's not the way you're supposed to go. That was his to climb.
Hmm. I was just going to say that I think there's just people that are remarkable in what they do.
Yeah, and it's almost like a way of honoring them is saying, "Yep, this belonged to you."
Yeah, you are special.
And this in no way is saying like, "Oh, I gave up."
Mm-hmm.
That's just a way of saying like this is unattainable and I'm just giving up. No, no, no. I think part of being an artist is also it's also saying that, that peak that you see up there that he climbed, you're not supposed to climb that. Don't worry. Like your life is going to take you elsewhere and you're going to be remarkable in your own way,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not supposed to climb that.
Yeah. And also, it's like saying I will celebrate you and you'll feel my path and I will understand that my journey is different because you are special. So, yeah. Rob Fiore was saying it's the projector, the brain projector. Juan Camilo García Montoya dice que chimba, brutal Kim, un gran placer poder disfrutar de este en vivo en torno a él. Panekernik dice está quedando increíble Nico. Y dice Kim Jung Nick.
No, no, empecemos.
No.
No, empecemos.
Jay was saying I was sad when I know the latest news about Kim Jung Gi. Emma Louie was saying this drawing is coming along. I keep checking in. Now there's a desk filled with stuff. Fergal was saying drawing here too, in honor of him. I love the flying papers.
Yeah. That's all him. That's all him.
Like non-stop imagination.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like flowing and flowing. Horror Deluxe was sending a heart emoji. Carla Anglada was saying, I like this drawing, Nicolás. I think it is creative. Sergi Arts dice, súper chulo el detalle de la impresora lanzando papeles por el aire. Muy suyo.
Bueno, eso es de él. Para los que no, toca. Yo
Sí, muy
estoy.
suyo, muy suyo.
Sí, yo estoy usando un dibujo de él para hacer esto. Como es él dibujando a él. Y lo hago porque nunca. Yo nunca he estudiado el dibujo de él. Nunca. Entonces, este sí es como mi tigre. O sea, es mi visión ahí como torpe de él. De él como una. No sé, como una esfinge casi, como un ser así re mítico.
Mm.
Eh, pero, no, el dibujo, O sea, el dibujo que está haciendo es un dibujo de él.
So maybe you can say it because UX Nasira was saying, is Nicolas using reference?
Oh yeah, yeah. So this is a, you know, I was saying, I've never studied a Kim Jung Gi drawing. Never. He's one of the few artists that I've always felt like it's pointless to copy because it's too much to copy. So no, this is it's almost like when artists reference, you know, that triple self-portrait of Rockwell that,
Hmm.
you know, he's painting himself. Um, so this is my way of acknowledging like his work. This is his work, and this little bit is my work, and it's just my way of giving myself time to, you know, investigate his work, and then trying to make it come together with something that, you know, like this mythical creature that I've always seen him as. Um, so this would be like my little you know, Kim Jung tiger. He just loved doing tigers. So I mean, he could draw any just about any animal, but there's something special about when he would draw tigers. So I wanted to almost put him in like this strange sort of suit, this tiger suit, but not really. Uh, and and then, you know, a freakishly long tail. I guess long in the sense of, you know, I don't know. It's my way of kind of saying the reach that he had, you know, the extent that he could, you know, call, um like he could call upon his drawing to do so many things that it's like this overextending, you know, arm, but it's just a tail. It's just this kind of freakish tail that comes around, wraps around, and then, you know, strangles this, you know, kind of uh, butchered arm. That is very him.
Hmm.
Like if we're gonna honor him, um, Kim Jung Gi had like a sick imagination, and I said this at the beginning. And in this, you know, in the best of ways, he was sick, just in the coolest of ways. So if we are going to draw um, something of his, you know, we need to make it a little unhinged because, you know, there was nothing safe about how he drew. Nothing, nothing, nothing. It could be, you know, a simple drawing that he was doing, or it could be his erotic work. It didn't matter. There was always something off and sick and amazing about it. Just to let you know how much he could push, you know, just to make sure that you would understand that, you know, he could do anything he wanted with the drawing. It was amazing. So it has to have a little bit of that. So, you know, if it's like him grabbing him in his tiger form with the tail grabbing his severed arm to draw himself. I
His
don't know.
magic
Yeah,
arm.
yeah, I don't know. I think that's cool. I think that's pretty nasty, but pretty cool. And, you know, that has to be that is how I feel about him. You know, it's just coolness knows no boundaries. Like it's just, you know, it's not afraid to explore anything. So I think his drawing was that. I will never have that courage. But for today, we can make sick little arm, and it can be cool. So
Noel C. dice, Nico, ¿lo vas a pintar o vas a respetar el dibujo en honor a Kim?
bueno, pero es que ahí ya estaríamos diciendo que de pronto lo irrespeto si lo pinto. No, lo quería pintar porque quería
Sí,
que fuera, quiero que sea un ejercicio mío.
tuyo. Ujú.
O sea, si es em, sí es como una oportunidad hoy de honrar y de pasar tiempo como dibujando. Mm, pero en última sí quisiera que esto pudiera ser mi conversación con él
Ujú.
y que es literalmente como esto y poder ver si puedo entonces yo resolverlo pintando, que en este momento lo veo casi, lo veo súper difícil, pero quiero intentarlo, quiero intentarlo. Entonces vamos a ver cómo nos va.
Jimmy Reyes Art was saying, what size is your artboard?
Um,
So this one's
so this is the
60.
paper.
Mhm.
It's A3 size.
So
It's a
60 by 42 centimeters.
Yeah. Do you remember in inches? You could check
Yeah.
the sunflower one.
Yeah, let
Um,
me check. Um, it is 23 and a quarter inches by 16 and a half inches.
so that's the size we're working on. That's I think it's the biggest size that we've worked on. And it's the size that we did the sunflower painting with.
Yes. Um, Jums Jumski was saying, rest in peace, Kim Jung Gi. Sergi Arts dice, está quedando tremendo el dibujo. ¿Tienes alguna idea de qué paleta vas a utilizar para la pintura?
Em, yo creo que esto va a ser un dibujo, esto no va a ser pintado. Esto voy a tratar de como volverlo, no un dibujo como de él, sino un dibujo pintado,
Ujú.
que eso es como
Sí, sí, sí.
un poco distinto, pero pues entre más información tenga yo para el dibujo, pues me queda un poquito más fácil tratar de después hacer como darle la ilusión de que está pintado. Y además hacerlo dibujo hace que esto que estoy haciendo acá se sienta, mm, se sienta separado de esto, se
Ujú.
sienta lo suficientemente separado. Entonces, vamos a ver. Pero seguramente todo esto va a ser súper limpio. O sea, de pronto lo pinto como de una atmósfera como blanca, gris, clara, pero más hacia el claro, como más hacia el claro, más claro. Y el resto, sí, es como forma y después que va hacia dibujo. Entonces, como la, mm, la, el encuentro como de lo que puedo aportarle yo y de lo que puedo, o sea, como diciendo, esto es todo lo que, o sea, todo lo que él me aportó, todo lo que logré como saber a partir de la obra de él, pero también entendiendo que pues yo soy pintor.
Mm.
Y mediante la pintura es como yo puedo decir. Entonces, bonito como tratar de hacer eso.
Gorohira was saying, rest in peace, master. Noah Kong was saying, I'm absolutely devastated with Master Kim Jung Gi's passing.
I know, Noah, I know.
Víctor Torres dice, una gran pérdida para el mundo del arte. Además, siempre estaba abierto a dar consejos y trucos sin problema. Una gran persona.
No sé si trucos, pero bueno, entiendo.
Mm, Robin Turner was saying Jung Hee himself would repeatedly say on streams, drawing straight to pen or drawing without reference is not what's important. Getting the fundamentals down and practicing steady is what's important.
Very true. 'Cause he probably also knew that the way he was going about it was never going to be the way other people could go about it.
Mhm.
Um, so instead of closing that door, is far more important to, you know, to say that it can remain open for anyone that wants to try.
Julia dice, ay Nico, entiendo. Bueno, igual más real esa relación de pen pals con una profunda conexión e interés por conocerse que muchas que se tienen con personas que están cerca geográficamente.
Cierto.
Fidelio Gris dice, hola a todos, qué bacano este homenaje, está quedando genial. Solo una pregunta,
Sí, señor.
¿el lápiz rojo es un color cualquiera o algún tipo de lápiz en especial para
No,
dibujo?
honestamente es cualquiera. O sea, sí es un color, es un Faber-Castell, pero puede ser cualquiera. No hay nada
Sí, o sea,
particularmente especial en cuanto al color.
no, iba a decir que la razón por la que lo usas es por gusto. O sea, no
Sí,
es
no
como
es.
porque es ese tipo de dibujo sea especial para dibujo, no. Como para hacer un dibujo como un underpainting para una pintura, no.
Ah, no, no, no.
Ni que el rojo signifique algo, no, no. Ted Keys was saying one of the industry's favorite artists, admirable and brutal talent, and viable visual retention that many of us who are dedicated to this of illustration will remember him for a long, long time.
Very true.
It is sad that at 47 years old he
Yeah.
has passed away. Pillowhead was saying, been lucky enough to see Kim Jung Gi alive, though. He's like one of the legends in art community. Víctor Torres dice, cuando me refiero a trucos, era cuando él se tomaba el tiempo de explicar cómo pensaba él sus dibujos, colocando todo dentro de un gran cubo.
Sí.
Sí, no, igual
Víctor,
yo
a
creo
mí
que
me pueden decir eso y nunca en la vida voy a lograr
sí,
dibujar una papaya en perspectiva. O sea, nunca.
sí,
A mí me pueden hacer una cajita y ahí hasta ahí llegué.
sí. No, y yo creo, Víctor, que lo que Nicolás decía de trucos era porque lo que estábamos hablando es que así él pusiera, así Kim Jong-gi pusiera en palabras lo que hacía, es como que su cerebro funcionaba completamente distinto al de uno. Entonces, así él explique paso por paso, pues uno se queda corto. Es como, no, no hay cómo. No es como un truco que uno diga, ajá, no, nunca. No, no. Jordan Campos was sending a sad face emoji.
Mm. Hey, Jordan.
Víctor Torres dice, sí es cierto, su forma de dibujar era única. Chronorust was saying, I thought it was a joke when I found out, so young, but did so much. His dedication will always inspire me, and I'm glad I got to witness his work while he was with us. Rest in peace, Kim. Legends never die.
Very true.
Visual Vandal was saying, sad to see someone like Master Jungi go, someone that still had so much to give to the art community and the world. Panekernik was saying, I just painted him in my own sloppy style.
That's perfect. Doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be nice. It doesn't have to be anything.
Tiranistar dice Kim Jung-gi siempre será una leyenda que siempre recordaremos con mucho cariño. Um, Lam was saying good morning from Hong Kong.
Mm.
Lola Onigiri dice, hola a todos, no deja de sorprenderme la habilidad que tiene Nicolás para representar una idea en diferentes técnicas o formatos, especialmente por la primera impresión que tuve cuando conocí a OPL por primera vez. Jordan Fitzgerald, who's saying all people must pass. However, these last 2 years, people are dying with chest pain for no reason. Kim Jung gi was my Stan Lee. He will be missed, too young to die from this damn vaccine, said Jordan. Nathan Parrott was saying, some of our little Utah group are getting together as friends this week over a campfire for dinner and a whiskey toast to remember the wonderful Kim.
That is very beautiful. I think that's, you know, that's a great way of celebrating somebody who is irreplaceable, really.
Santiago Repeto dice que conmoción será por los siglos de los siglos la máxima referencia. Es impresionante, además de su maestría, la increíble persona que fue, la cantidad de gente que lo amó, eso sí que es para ser recordado.
Es verdad. Pero le recuerda a uno también esa lo poderosa que es la herramienta de el amar lo que uno hace y el
Mm,
querer compartir lo que uno hace cuando uno lo ama, ¿no?
mm.
Uno cuando ve a alguien hacer algo que ama es como distinto.
Sí, pero también mucho de lo que tú hablabas, que es como todo eso y además ver una persona que se siente tan humana, o sea,
Sí, no
como
tiene por qué
fuera de todas
cambiarlo,
las
¿no?
pretensiones, fuera de todo, es como ver a una persona que simplemente está feliz con lo que hace y disfruta cada día lo que hace.
Super Annie was very cool in saying that if you want to like send an image or a message, or anything that you would want to send to to him, his friends, loved ones. Like send it to them. Send it to Super Annie. um so if you're drawing him, or anything that is a reminder of him or inspired by him, be sure to send it to them. Like, those are a group of incredible artists. That team, that studio is a group of really, really talented artists that are gonna feel like their captain left.
Hmm.
You know?
Their best friend, their
Yeah,
captain, their yeah.
yeah. So be sure to also think about them, and say, hey, you guys are amazing. Like, the team that was created around Jung Gi was remarkable. So hopefully, they can keep going. But yeah, send them anything that you feel like, any message that you feel is like important for them to hear. Send it to them. Don't be shy about that. I'm sure they're gonna, maybe it's gonna take them time to read. I'm positive the thousands of messages they're gonna receive, but I'm sure that it also gives them a lot of solace to,
And comfort, yeah.
yeah, to read those. Maybe it's the sort of thing that you're gonna read when you have like a little bit of time for yourself, and finally some things have settled down, and those messages just will bring a smile to your face. So be sure to do that. If you are thinking about doing that, please do that.
Julia dice, ¿y se conoce algún óleo o trabajo en acrílico de él?
No que yo crea. O sea, por eso es que uno, en el sentido más tradicional, dice que él es un dibujante, porque es que favoreció el dibujo casi que por encima de cualquier otra cosa. Hacía cosas en acuarela, Julia. Pintaba en acuarela, pero no creo que él pintara.
Mm, I lost my cow was saying just posted my first Kim Jung Gi study slash sketch.
That's very nice. Good. Good,
Mm,
good, good. I think we're almost going to be done, Danny.
yeah, yeah, you
Yeah.
let me know. UX No Sira was saying, will Nicholas use other colors too? And maybe I could join this question so you can answer that, because Carla Anglada was also saying, did you say this will become a painting?
Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do is, today I really wanted to emphasize like the drawing aspect of it, because I do think just saying drawing is a way of celebrating um, Jungi. So, even if I know that this is probably going to be for me a painting, this is going to be one of the images that I solve through painting. I wanted to honor the fact that he's a person that every time I would see a drawing of his, I just had an urge to draw.
Yeah.
An urge to draw, and a shame for not drawing enough, and then
A pain of not drawing like that.
yeah,
And
and then realizing I'll never draw like that.
and then a
So
comfort of knowing you're seeing someone that
yeah,
talented. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so this will be a painting. Yeah, this will eventually be a painting. So it means that we're going to try and do. I think tomorrow what we can do is do I'm wondering if I want to put some binder, some acrylic binder, just to seal this drawing, or if I want to paint on top of it, directly
Mm,
on top of it. So maybe I'm going to put some binder. So maybe some of the drawing kind of bleeds a little bit when I put
mm-hmm.
the binder. Um, but and then tomorrow we can see. We'll see about it if it's good for tomorrow or if it's too wobbled. Because I haven't put binder on this size. Because the one of Fed didn't have binder on it. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. But we'll figure it out for sure. So, or maybe it's just if I think it's gonna be a little bit easier for me to maybe let me think. What's easier? No, maybe it's easier to put binder. I don't. Although, do we have enough?
I don't know where it
I don't
is.
think I
So
have enough.
well, maybe that's the universe
Yeah,
telling you.
yeah.
So let's just look, and
Yeah,
if we do,
yeah.
uh,
If we do, then this will have binder by by tomorrow. It'll be sealed with a transparent acrylic binder. If we don't, which I'm thinking that we don't, we'll just do kind of like what I did with the painting of my mother, and and just put bring the liquid and try to do a sort of underpainting on top of this.
mm-hmm,
And I think we can do that. I think we can make that work
mm-hmm,
well enough. Um, but yeah, but that's gonna be tomorrow. I feel that this is good for today. I felt it was gonna be a little weird doing this today. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do it
mm,
today. I wasn't even sure I wanted to do anything today. I'm happy that I kind of pushed myself to do it because you know it's worth it. It's worth honestly. It's worth acknowledging somebody so damn important in my life.
mm,
Um, it may not show in my work, and that's the thing. Sometimes people see my painting and they think only in like painting terms, but I'm an illustrator. Like, you know, I think Kim Jung Gi, people that work from like this vast imagination, people like Kim Jung Gi, the way I loved Jean Paul Leon's drawings, that were very much educated by drawing from life. He was a tremendous, draftsman from life. Um, but people like Ruprecht von Kaufmann, I always, when I look at them, I always have the same reaction, and it's like, this is what I wanted to be when I was a kid. This is when I look at that, it's like this is how I envisioned my life being.
mm-hmm,
Like, and there's something really magical about saying that, and then in my case, virtually, but what I think was something close because we loved what we do was a nice relationship that I could have with him. Um, you have to you have to celebrate it in some way. You have to. I mean, it's okay to be sad. It Of course it is, and we all mourn differently, and we all need time to do so. In my case, I just have to be grateful for all he did, and I have to say, okay, I don't know how to draw because I really, what I said at the beginning, there's nobody that would make me feel so clumsy and, you know, I don't know, just amateurish and lacking of knowledge in drawing as he did. Um, so so today we had to be like, yeah, make me feel uncomfortable again. Come here. Like let me do something for you in order for me to say thank you from
mm,
like the bottom of my heart. Like with every artistic little, you know, fiber that I have in my body. Thank you. But, I hate you because you make me feel like I know nothing, nothing. You know, what I said at the beginning, Kim Jung Gi defines what is possible with drawing.
Hmm.
And in my brain, what I could never, ever, ever, ever um, sort of circumvent was that after knowing what is possible with drawing, then looking at my drawing and thinking I could draw. Because when I realized like the very real things that exist, because somebody chooses to draw, I would then say, oh no, what I do is like, you know, I don't know. I just fumble through drawing. I just like, pick up a pen or pencil or whatever. And I just, you know, I don't know, blindly find my way through a drawing. What he did was drawing. So, um, I, I just, I had, there's few people that make you feel that way, that make you feel like, oh, I thought I understood what I was doing. I'm, I'm nobody. I do nothing with these tools when compared to what they're meant to be, what their true potential is. Um, so that was him for me. He puts this is a horrible, horrible um, uh, pun, but he puts everything into perspective. And with that terrible pun, we're gonna say goodbye.
Yes.
It was wonderful today. I think that if we served as a little place where we could just meet and hear people say how much Jungi's life and work meant to all of us,
Which,
that was awesome.
which also served as a place, because
Yeah.
as it might be a place for comfort for people, it was a place for comfort for us.
Yes.
So yes, and as you were saying, what a better way to honor Kim Jung Gi than by drawing. So
No better way. It doesn't matter how we draw,
yeah,
because you know why? How as good as we can draw, we're never going to draw as well as he did. So it doesn't matter. Whatever we did with drawing was good enough, was fine enough. Uh, and it would have made him smile. It would have made him happy. I'm sure that if he inspired people to draw, like that was job well done.
yes,
That was the point all along. Um so we're going to leave it here. Tomorrow we're going to tackle the making it like a simple underpainting. And then end of the week we'll see if we can start painting it. If not, then next week for sure. We're going to tackle this. But I thought of painting a portrait of him today, or doing something that we usually do. But I kind of also like that the one portrait that we did of him is that, you know, Miyazaki like creature that is amazing.
mm-hmm.
And I should leave it there, and that if I was going to try to do something different or something else for him and in thanking him, it should be something completely different. Um, so we're gonna try this out tomorrow. So we're gonna see how it goes.
Yes. So see you tomorrow, everyone,
Yes.
for tomorrow's session.
Yes.
And
Thank you. Honestly, thank you all for being here.
yes,
These days are not they're not easy. They're not easy. And nobody has like the answer as to how to make them a little more bearable. Um, but I think that when we feel like there's a lot of us, um, makes it a little bit easier.
yes,
It just immediately makes it a little bit easier. So thank you for that, because we both needed that.
yeah,
And if we were just a place that we could gather around and draw for a little bit, paint for a little bit, and think about him for a little bit, I think, I think, you know, he deserved that. I
Yes.
think he deserved this little moment. So thank you guys. So we'll see you tomorrow,
We'll see you tomorrow.
and yeah, try to work through it in whichever way you know whichever way feels best to each and every one of us. Yeah, push through. And if there's one lesson, and I do want to like be iterative about this, if there's one lesson in all of this, just do what you love.
Yeah.
Enjoy what you love.
Push yourself.
Yeah, yeah. It's just it's too. Life is too little.
Hmm.
The smallest of things, and to choose to do something that is making you miserable. It just doesn't. I know that we all have responsibilities, but it's just not worth it. Satisfying those responsibilities, being a person that says, whatever you're responsible for, it could be your family, it could be your loved one, anything, it could be yourself, it doesn't matter. But whatever you're responsible for, that journey is worth having. That journey is worth, going through when you love something.
Yes.
It becomes a matter of like pride when you can say, I was able to live my life doing something that I love, and I took care of myself, and I,
Mm.
I took care of my children, my loved ones, and my family. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's worth its weight in gold. It's invaluable. It's that you can't you can't exchange that for anything. So, um, if you've made that decision with your life, because many times artists, we are in art because we've already made that very, very tough decision, then keep pushing,
Yes.
even if it's an uphill climb, even if things don't seem to work out at times, even if you don't get the results you want, even if you don't get the reception you want with your work, keep pushing. Keep Remind yourself to always, always, always keep going, because you're doing this for something that's a lot bigger.
Yeah. And yeah, I was gonna say push through any excuse because life's too short.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, thank
Okay.
you.